Dana McKeel bringing you all the action here from, okay.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Check, check, 1, 2, 3.
It's the 13th annual Scotiabank Pond There we go. The junior Canadians are in first place this year while the Marlies are chasing them down. The Senators Rebels teams representing 6 teams here in the under 16 loop. 12 players have been selected from one team there, the Toronto Marlies. Dana's good. Now I can't hear myself.
Want to check it?
Can you hear yourself?
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear yourself?
I can't hear myself. No.
Dana.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
The Toronto Marlies have 12 players in the lineup as they lead the OHL Cup rankings. Sorry.
Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
The Toronto Marlies have 12 players in the lineup, Dana. Awesome. So that's my mute. Not that I'm going to need it or anything, but
No.
I'll just take off my headset if I'm dying.
And we can control things right through there.
That's just volume, though.
Yeah.
That's volume to your
Yeah.
headphones.
That's volume.
Perfect. Okay.
That's mute.
So for me, all I get. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Scotiabank Arena for tonight's 2022-2023 GTHL Under 16 Top Prospects game. Dana McKeel alongside Peter Curtis bringing you all the action. And Peter, we couldn't ask for a better night of hockey than be right here at Scotiabank Pond watching these rising stars.
Well, it's kind of back to the new normal, right? We got this game in last year in the GTHL a little late. Remember that big lockdown in January that almost ruined our hockey season? This has been what is a regular hockey season for the players. They've gone to all the tournaments we're used to, the Marlies, the Titans, the Silver Stick, and it's in its perfect spot, Dana. Right in January, a little light on the NHL news, and what do? You put the best 40 hockey players in the OHL draft here, and you put together a great game.
Yeah, you talk about rising stars and guys who are pumped to play in front of this game and play in front of all these people. There is a sold-out house here tonight.
Well, the support is a hockey community. I had kids calling me saying they had games scheduled tonight and they wanted to miss their game to show up to watch their friends play. So it's certainly one of those events in the minor hockey calendar. It's great to see the scouts, but it's also great to see grandma and grandpa, nono and nona, yaya, papu, dodo, they don't usually come to these games at 7:30.
No.
And we already commented in the lobby how many grandparents it looked like are in the building tonight. How awesome it is for you to be 15, 16, look up, and your grandparents are here at a big game with a big crowd.
And they're all here tonight. It's unbelievable. And as we look at these two teams, let's start with Team Clark and James and also Stewart. That's Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart. They'll be Team White.
Yeah, and I mean, the celebrities make it a little bit of a tongue twister here as we got three of them, but Wendell's been here before, Angela's been here before, Ted Nolan, Rain Carnegie on both benches. These are athletes that have had high-end challenges and some failures, and, the players get to meet them, and they know the celebrity side, the success, but they also get to connect with them and say, where was that big letdown you had in your career? And Wendell's had a lot. He talks to players about his injuries, growing up, very young player, from Saskatchewan, showing up in Toronto, eye-opening moments, and the kids might not remember when Wendell played, but they can get on YouTube, right?
Oh, they watch the tapes. They watch the tapes, no question.
They can get on YouTube, and what they can do is they can also ask their parents.
If it's on their cell phones, they know about it, that's for sure.
Absolutely, man. Yeah.
And we're also looking at, and you had mentioned this too, with Team Black, and that featuring with Ted Nolan and Rain Carnegie, and as well Nick Andrepoff. I just walked into the dressing room and going over the pronunciation of the names, and I couldn't believe how tall Nick Andrepoff is.
He could still play, right? You look at him, like his son went through the GTHL as well. So it's great that Wendell Clark and Nick Andrepoff, they're hockey parents. Angela James, hockey parent in the GTHL. Rain Carnegie, hockey parent in the GTHL and coaching. Wendell coached, Angela coached. These are parents. They are hockey members. They're not celebrities tonight. They feel like they're celebrities because we tell them they are, but they've been in this rink before as a GTHL hockey family.
Hey, and let's focus on these star players that we're going to see very soon out on the ice, and that includes Nico Addy, the star player from the Toronto Junior Canadiens. He's on his way to playing with Ontario in the with the Canada's Winter Games. And
this is a unique year in that every 4 years, Canada Winter Games, kind of like the Olympics, and Team Ontario ends up being, Thunder Bay, Toronto, the Ottawa area. They're not always together. There's a training camp, scouting, and now you're one of the 20 players representing Ontario. There's 5 kids from the GTHL, really competitive to get there. I almost look at it and say you could have made a second team Ontario and gone out and beat. Now, the format out there is you play the better provinces.
Yeah.
So the smaller provinces play each other. So there's going to be some great hockey, and it's an accomplishment, but it's only once every 4 years. So there's entire draft classes that never had the chance to do it, just because it never existed in their draft year.
That Ontario Winter Games is going to be played in mid-February, so these players will have 5 days of training camp before they move on.
Yeah, February 13th, GTHL will be shutting down the under-16 because we didn't want the regular season or playoffs to take place, missing players. And it's 5 days of training camp, and then they go to PEI, and you know what? The winter we've been having in Toronto, it's probably what it is in PEI now, right? That's never frozen. So they're excited about that, and it's a great opportunity that the players sometimes lose track to enjoy because they're so competitive. You've talked to players that have done it before that they wish they had that extra 30 seconds just to soak it in and enjoy it. because that is a big deal. I mean, not every athlete gets to go to the Canada Winter Games.
No, they don't. And this is a big treat for these players and a chance to get to know other players that are playing in the GTHL and across Ontario as well. Get to know everybody from province to province. Also looking at William Moore, who is in the lineup, and he's a star player from the Toronto Marlboros.
And William Moore joins that class of players competing in their second game ever as a prospect, right? So he was an underager last year with Michael Misa on the Senators, who got that exceptional status, and he's one of 4. I mean, Jack LaFontaine, the goaltender, Jack Hughes, and Ryan Merkley, they all played up a year, and there's a few more year by year that try to play up, but Moore stuck around, changed teams, got a new outlook, has an opportunity once again to dominate this age group, and last year he did it as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, we look at the breakdown of these players and these teams. Toronto Junior Canadians coming in with 9 players, and Don Mills Flyers having 6 players in the lineup for Team White. For Team Black, with Toronto Marlboros having 12 players in the lineup. Wow.
When the Junior Canadians have been in first for most of the year, and this is the debate, right? When the scouts go and they say, shouldn't the first place team have more players? And then the second place team, no, it's not done that way. They get scouted on their ability. So it is the Marlies who are chasing the Canadians with a few more players. But when you look at what is represented here, the top 6 teams in the race for the regular season have pretty good representation here. And I always say this, you've said it with our broadcast, sometimes it just comes down to the goaltender, right? To win a playoff series, a big game, and you look at the Flyers, you look at the Senators, they've got goaltenders in this game, and of course the Marlies do, but I mean, it's one of those things where you just look at who the goalie is and could possibly steal a series.
And talk about how important the OHL scouting service is. Obviously, these players are paying attention, and many of the coaches are paying attention to what's being put out.
Well, you know, ever since COVID, what we realized, because there was a whole missing year, is the OHL scouts said, we also have to scout that U15 group. That used to be called Bantam, right? Because minor midget now is U16. So they almost have 2 years of scouting now to see how they develop. But I try to tell the scouts all the time, like, how many games do you watch? And they're like, we watch every game to see if the effort's there every game. Like, they can see flashes of brilliance. And I almost think it's unfair to start scouting in September, right? The season has just started, but the players don't seem phased. They had a practice last night. I'm asking, like, what do you think? And they're like, the scouts are kind of just white noise now. They don't notice. The first couple times, maybe last year, they kind of noticed, oh, there's a scout here. What's his jacket say? Oh, is it Erie Otters? Is it? And now they just don't kind of even, it doesn't even clue into them that scouts are there because they're just there all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's become so fluid. And that brings us into tonight with all the OHL scouts that are here in the building right now.
They might be half the building. Right? We've seen so many scouts. And I think what happens here is it's an opportunity for the scouts to get together and kind of collaborate on where all their ratings are. So it's not just the game. The guys will come in from Ottawa, you know, Sault Ste. Marie, Sudbury, and they'll have meetings to talk about where they are with their rankings. So it's a good chance for the scouting team to watch this game, maybe socialize a bit, because we've seen that, but certainly bring everyone together to say, okay, how do the rankings look right now if the OHL draft took place? Peter,
goaltending is always a key part of any prospects game, and we've got 4 goaltenders that are going to be playing in this All-Star game tonight. 2 of them that we can highlight, Jack Ivankovic playing with Team White, Wendell Clark's team, against Jaden Nelson, who's a goaltender for the Toronto Marlboros, and he'll be in Team Black,
and
Ted Nolan's team.
And they're the goalies for the Canada Winter Games team, like Team Ontario, so straight out of the GTHL. We know Jaden Nelson pretty well. He moved into the Toronto area, but he played in the Mustache Cup, which we broadcast in November, a great thing we did from Movember in November. And the one thing I like about both of these goalies is everyone will say, what kind of style? They are everything style. Like, they are positionally strong, all 4 goaltenders. They also move. You say positionally strong and people think, well, where's the reflex game? Well, these guys can get over to the other side of the net too if they have to. So all 4 goaltenders, I pity the teams that try to draft a goaltender because I don't know how to evaluate them. These guys are all solid bricks. They're absolute squares in the net. You can't see anything behind them. So, yeah, we're going to see some good goaltending, and they get half a game, right? Sometimes in all-star games you get 1 period. These guys get half a game against the best players in the league to show their stuff.
That's a lot of rubber coming at them, too, because these players are coming out there flying through 3 periods of play. Any rule adjustments that we need to know of in this All-Star game?
Oh, it's regular rules, so the games are longer, but the rosters are bigger, right? So you got the 20 players. You got 6D and 12 forwards. So the coaches are going to have the opportunity now just to keep the focus Usually in youth hockey, a 15-minute first, 15-minute second. These are 320s, 4 lines. Some of these guys are going to feel like they had a night off. There's so much help on the bench. They're not going to be playing maybe the big minutes they're used to in a big game. So go hard for your 45 seconds and see if you can take business while you're on the ice.
We're going to put it over to the public address announcer, and they'll introduce the lineups. Let's do that right now.
On defense, from the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 2, Gabriel Smith. On defense, from the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 3, Luke Drogosika. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 4, Sebastian Del Oche. On defense, from the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 5, Anthony DiCarlo. On defense, from the Vaughan Kings, wearing number 6, Artem Frolov. Here forwards, from the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 8, Aiden Lane. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 9, Kieran Witkowski. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 10, William Moore. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 11, Jeremy Martin. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 10, Lev Katzen. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 14, Mateus Stark. From the Toronto Marlboros, wearing number 15, Joseph Cup.
We're on mute.
From the Vaughan Kings, wearing number 17, Ewan McChesney. From the Vaughan Kings, wearing number 18, Vasily Surov. From the Toronto Young Nationals, wearing number 19, Chase Del Colombo. From the Toronto Young Nationals, wearing number 20, AJ Rye. And your goaltenders, wearing number 1 from the Toronto Marlboros, Jaden Nelson. From the Vaughan Kings, wearing number 30, Owen Butler. And not dressed tonight, from the Toronto Young Nationals, number 7, Thanasi Marintet. On the bench, making his GTHL Top Prospects coaching debut, 14 seasons in the NHL, and former Toronto Maple Leaf, Nick Antropov. Joining Antropov behind the bench, former pro hockey player and youngest grandchild of the late Hockey Hall of Famer Dr. Herb Carnegie. Please give a warm welcome to Rayne Carnegie. Last but certainly not least, NHL's Coach of the Year in 1997 and former Buffalo Sabres and New York Islanders coach, please welcome Ted Nolan. From the GTHL, the assistant coach for Team Antropov from Team Antropov Carnegie Nolan is Stephen McSwain of the Von Kings. Also from the Von Kings is the trainer for Team Antropov Carnegie Nolan, Irelin DaCosta. Now fans, please welcome to the ice, Team Clark James Stewart. On defense, number 2, from the Toronto Junior Canadiens, Luca Graziano. From the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 3, Xander Valieris. From the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 4, Ethan Armstrong. From the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 5, Keegan Knight. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 7, Jared Harding. Your forwards, from the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 8, Luca Romano. From the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 9, Jake O'Brien. From the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 10, Chase Ianni. From the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 11, Evan Malkasian. From the Toronto Junior Canadiens, wearing number 12, Nico Addy. From the Mississauga Rebels, wearing number 14, Ethan Sada. From the Mississauga Rebels, wearing number 15, Tristan Delisle. From the Mississauga Senators, wearing number 16, Caden Taylor. From the Mississauga Senators, wearing number 17, Matthew Manza. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 18, Jimmy Lombardi. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 19, Adam Smeaton. From the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 20, Shema Moses. And your goaltenders, from the Mississauga Senators, wearing number 1, Jack Ivankovic. And from the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 30, Abel Poulin. Finally, not dressed tonight, from the Don Mills Flyers, wearing number 6, Peter Fagan. On the bench, former NHL first overall pick and famous once captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs, please welcome Wendell Clark. Up next, four-time world champion and Hockey Hall of Fame inductee, please give a warm welcome to Angela James. Last but certainly not least, from nearby Scarborough, he played parts of 6 seasons in the NHL for the Florida Panthers, Atlanta Thrashers, and Carolina Hurricanes. Please welcome Anthony Stewart. From the GTHL, the assistant coach for Team Clark James Stewart is Chris Malkasian of the Toronto Junior Canadiens. Also representing the Junior Canadiens is the trainer for Team Clark James Stewart, Carrie Lee Armelin. Let's hear it for your 2023 GTHL Top Prospects. Your officiating crew for tonight. Your referees are Shane Steenhoek and Mitch Mavick. And your lines people are Victor Gerges and Owen Szymanski. We acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinabeg, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. We acknowledge this land and people because the first step to reconciliation is recognizing the existence of Indigenous people. A shared understanding of how our collective past brought us to where we are today will help us walk together into a better future. The GTHL is proud to welcome Gatorade as the presenting sponsor of the GTHL Top Prospects game. Here tonight to take part in the ceremonial puck drop representing Gatorade is Sean Cutterman, Marketing Director for PepsiCo Canada, Third Vice President of the GTHL Kathy Wood, and Bernice Carnegie, co-founder of the Carnegie Initiative. Please welcome them. Can we please have the number 3s from each team? Luke Dragusika from Team Antropov Carnegie Nolan and Xander Valieras from Team Clark James Stewart to center ice for our ceremonial puck drop. Thank you. Now, please rise if you are able to. Remove your caps and face the flag if possible for the singing of our national anthem.
A rousing rendition of "O Canada," Peter, as we get set for the opening face-off here with these two squads. And great to see all the celebrities that are in the building here tonight.
The celebrities on the ice, in the crowd. like we said, those normal years, the ones we lost out. Remember, Dana, we did lose 1 year of not having a hockey season in the Toronto area, the GTHL. And the top prospects game, I mean, it comes in at the perfect time. It's January, the exam blahs for the older kids, right, Dana? And we get a little bit of excitement. I love the vibe here. I mean, we've got a really good event here in the GTHL, and it just grows every year.
Yeah, Peter, looking at some of these players that are coming out on the ice, do you think that they feel the heat? They feel the jitters as they come out on the ice, because they're playing in front of an awful lot of people.
This is a big deal. I mean, we say it's the biggest game of their life, right? Because you've got, a sold-out rink. We're broadcasting on TV. The scouts are here that they say they don't get fazed by, but certainly this is one where maybe 10 years from now, guys will look back and say, wow, since then I've been on TV hundreds of times playing in the American League or OHL or NHL. But right now, at this point in their life, this is a big one.
And certainly I noticed it when the players were coming out on the ice, and some of them are looking up into the stands. And then you had mentioned in our pregame that the families are here. They don't want to make a mistake.
And unfortunately, hockey's a fast-paced game where you do make mistakes, right? We're not going to have a 0-0 game here. So the one thing I always try to see is if the players try to do a little too much. When you look at the rosters here, everyone's used to creating offense for their team. And now you have 4 lines that can create offense. So playing within your game, and then of course you and I like to see, we announced the GTHL coaches as assistant coaches, but do they try to put the kids together from the same team? So, that's a big thing. We'll be looking at the helmets and saying, oh, do they want that chemistry they think they might have? And you can see, a couple Senators lining up here, Galyanov, Serov, and they're going to play with Moore, who was a Senator last year, but he didn't play with these kids because he was playing a year up. So defense pairs, I think it's really big. If you know your partner. Forwards, I think you got to show that you're able to bend a little bit here as the junior Canadians line comes out here with Malkasian. And of course, you're looking at number 9, Jake O'Brien, and number 12, which makes it easy on us, Nico Addy. So there's a junior Canadians line ready to start for sure with Graziano and Knight. 5-man unit for the junior Canadians.
And looking at the starting goaltenders for Team Drepoff, Carnegie Nolan, it'll be Owen Butler. For Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, Anthony Stewart, it'll be Jack Ivankovic as plays underway. And Team Black, which is the Drepoff Carnegie Nolan lineup, gets the face-off, and it'll be in the white zone. Here's Dragosika as he passes the puck over to the wide side. Galyanov with another fluid pass. And the play is kicking off very quickly here in the opening minutes of this Top Prospects game, 2022-2023. Along the boards. Players are being a little tentative here as they move the puck around. Malkasian saw the puck, overskated the puck. O'Brien's got it, and he'll move up through center. Nico Addy shoots it into the far zone, and we'll have a change of players on the fly.
I like it. Both teams changed under a minute, so these guys know they've got lots of help tonight. You don't have to pace yourself. You can go hard for 45 seconds and let the Lex line come over the boards.
Witkowski just testing and took a shot that was just wide. Here comes Team White out on the play. Off the boards, Yanni is out there. Lots of players from Toronto Marlboros and the Toronto Junior Canadians as they feature a huge part of each lineup. Witkowski as he gets over the blue line. Stark is in on the play as well. It's a 3-on-2 situation. Comes back to the blue line, and Taylor is able to interrupt that pass. Knocked away as Team White will change on the fly, and no doubt Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart want to keep the troops fresh on the ice. Gabriel Smith looking for the far pass. Here's Delisle over the line. He's got Sada with him. Played into the corner, and Team Black will pick up on the play. Here's Lane.
Delisle and Zada, Mississauga Rebels, so you're looking for a little bit of magic to show up as Matthew Manza from the Senators joins them. I'm already impressed with some of these cross-ice passes, Dana. East-west from one side to the other to shift the defensive formation around.
Matea Stark put a hit as we're seeing a few more hits on the play. This All-Star game is not going to be soft, that's for sure.
This is not going to be a 10-9 game. I mean, these players, we've had relatively tight games, Dane. I mean, 2-0's not unheard of at this level because everyone's back checking. You don't want to be the one guy with these offensive credentials that shows up and doesn't want to back check in front of everyone here tonight.
Well, one thing I do want to ask about later on is what happens as we have an icing call on the play. What happens if there is no score at the end of 3 periods of play?
We go to overtime and a shootout. We will have a winner. We will have a winner.
So, you know how competitive these players are out on the ice.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I know that last night was a fun night. The players got to do a little media work, take in some educational sessions. They got some nice gear as well through Gatorade and the sponsorship, but there was a little bit of a light skate that got a little intense in a while. The practices, players were not taking it easy, saving up for the game, and it was good to see them get a little bit of a sweat and get a little bit more comfortable with each other.
Were there any scouts in the standings?
No scouts, but there was probably people asking if they could get some of that gear because the players looked really nice decked out with the sponsorship from Gatorade.
Wow, fantastic. Lombardi clears the puck into the offensive zone, and again, Team White is going to change on the fly. Here comes Team Black looking to take advantage. Looking for that long stretch pass. They didn't get it. And here's Team White. Clark, James Stewart. Valeris clears it in. Malkazian in on the play as well. Delechi. And he takes a hit on the play. He went down hard.
That's Nico Addy, the offensive leader, but he's also one of the most intimidating bodies out there in the Junior Canadians. He likes to put the hit down, not afraid to rough it up a bit to make sure the defensemen know that every shift he's out there, they have to look for him on the forecheck.
Nico Addy, certainly a force on the ice right now as we see a lot of scrambling on the ice. Joe Kadoran going off after being hit as well. Dragasika on the pass. Takes the return pass. Here comes Team Black, Elianov, as they get it over the blue line, and here comes Team Black. William Moore out on the ice. Sarov calling for the puck. There was a shot that just went wide. DeCarlo looking to pinch, but he backs up. Yanni's got the puck. Lost control of it. William Moore on the play. In behind the net. Team White looking to clear it out, and it went right to the blue line and cleared back in. Great play. Galianov right there on the pass, Peter, and you couldn't ask for tic-tac-toe any better.
Vankovic, like we said, all these goaltenders positionally strong, but they will show you the ability to get across the crease here. And you look at the replay here, a little bit of a giveaway. It exposes the White team. Black
Team White looking to clear it out, and it went right to the blue line and cleared back in. Great play.
And as a goaltender, you want to have that big save, get used to the puck, and boom, big save for Ivankovic. And a little bit of pressure here from the Black team here with the coaches of Antropov, Carnegie, and Nolan. They've got a little bit more going deep. We've seen the White team here. They're doing a little bit of dump and change to get the line changes, but haven't really had some sustained pressure.
Yeah, it's interesting how the coaches, these celebrity coaches, interacting with the regular coaches that coach in the GTHL, and how they're able to make these line changes happen over the course of the game. Puck off the board. Team Black again on the pressure. Ivankovic checking the rearview mirrors on the play as he's in the crease. DeCarlo on the blue line along with Smith. Team Black looking to dig it out. They cleared out, but Team White was able to pick up on the puck along the right wing boards, and it was cleared out to the mid zone. Here's Romano on the play, and they couldn't clear it into the offensive zone. Otherwise, it would have been an offside call. Taylor touches the puck, and here's Team Black again with possession. We haven't seen too many substitutions with Team Black.
Well, Caden Taylor's joined this 5-person crew that was going to start, and it will have our first power play of the game as referee Shane Steenhook working along with Mitchell Muvik. And on the lines, Owen Szymanski and Victor Gerges have the honor going through the season, just like the teams, trying to get the big game. And this was a play right through the neutral zone. Black. Just a mistimed body check. Taylor's joined this gets out, the trip gets out. Was going to start, and the Black team will have their first power play of the game. I think they're going to keep it generic, right? There's going to be 2 defensemen on the point, and just get a feel in these types of games, prospects, all-star games. You can't get too fancy with an umbrella, and you definitely don't need to put a forward on the point. And as soon as I say that, they go into an umbrella. Drakusika takes over for the Marlies, and Frolov from the Von Kings with his big shot, he's waiting like a forward.
And Frolov takes that far wing, and he just goes in to play on the play, looking cleared off the boards. And hit by Lane on the play. And here comes Team Black as they hem it into the offensive zone on the power
Team
play.
Clark James Stewart, penalty number 8, Luca Romano, 2 minutes for interference. Time of 5:42.
Here's Dragasika again. Frolov on the far side, waiting for that quick pass. Also out there is Martin, Jeremy Martin on the play. Good job by Team White to be able to kill on the penalty, and just missed on the play was Jeremy Martin on the right wing.
Frolov just looked up to see the big goaltender, and remember, the players can be intimidated by the goalies in tonight. Frolov was probably trying to get a little too fine and forgot to pull the trigger there.
Here's Lane. Got Katzen with him as Lane comes over the blue line. Almost an offside on the play. Here's Katzen. Along the left wing. Clears it back to the point. Delechi. The shot right on goal, and Ivankovic comes up with the save. That was point blank, Peter.
Well, the possession game is there. Black is really gelling. They've got more passing going, more puck possession. That first power play was putting a little bit of pressure on this White team. And this could be the challenge here when you're playing in this type of format, Dana, is you don't have that penalty killing, chemistry here. And a lot of these players, they're used to doing it, but not with each other. So we'll see if White can hold them off here, and if this will be a key power play kill or give the Black team some momentum.
No doubt chemistry is part of this game, and certainly they have to gel very quickly on the ice. 5 days of practice would help. Team Black looking to get into the offensive zone, and it's certainly been an awful lot of Team Black so far here in the first period.
Well, Adam Smeaton, he shows his big reach there, number 19, the Don Mills Flyers prospect. He makes sure that they can't just skate through the blue line here without any speed, and that big reach comes in handy. And we'll see now if the White team can build a little bit off this penalty kill.
DiCarlo with the nice pass as they get over to the blue line, and we've got a whistle on the play, and they'll bring it back for a face-off. 12:07 left here in the first period of play. Dana McKeel, Peter Curtis, and an all-star production crew with Game On, streaming of this Top Prospects All-Star game. Galyanov, and he's out there with Frolov. Frolov can chew up an awful lot of minutes as well, Peter.
He spearheads this Von Kings offense. They were at the top of the standings there, and people are saying a bit of a mirage, but they're in a strong playoff position. And he's a player that maybe you don't know a lot about. He's a quiet kid, but he is very mobile. And we saw he wants to get that big shot off. And I think after missing one on the power play, he's going to be trying extra hard to get the mobility going. Now, both teams are down a defenseman. We'll talk about Peter Fagan and, of course, Thanasi Meritente. So they're using 5 defensemen tonight as those players are inactive for the game. So you're going to have to be ready to go out a little quicker here when you only have 5 defensemen instead of the traditional 3 pairs to give you 6.
Valeris with the puck. Malkazian checks the rearview mirrors as Valeris comes up on the left wing boards, and the shot goes high. And Owen Butler's going to recover on the play for a face-off in the offensive zone. And, the fact that 2 players will be missing from these lineups and will not be dressed for these games means an awful lot of time going to be chewed up on the blue line.
And 2 very good players, 2 strong defensive players, very intimidating physical players. But, yeah, the defensemen will just have to mesh with each other. And I see the coaches aren't sticking to any pairings, so you're just going to have to get used to the next 2 guys that are out there.
And match it up. That's one of the roles of the celebrity coaches on the benches. They know that they have a job to do. Dragasika is out there. Smith, the long pass was intended for Wachowski. It just goes wide of the net. Team White. Out there, O'Brien with the pass.
Late arriving Malkazian, perfect timing, just wasn't able to handle that pass.
Malkazian has been certainly very fast moving out here on the ice. McChesney, Wachowski, along the right wing boards. He's looking for McChesney to follow up on the play. Back to Dragasika. That's a screen shot on the play. Ivankovic covers, and second play in the crease, and Ivankovic was able to cover on the play.
He looked very in control, wasn't panicking. There had at least 4 or 5 shots on him right there in close guarding.
Addy with a shot, dead on. Second opportunity, he scores! Nico Addy for Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, Anthony Stewart.
We're going to use a little bit of soccer terminology here. Maybe against the run of play, White scores, and it's almost a one-man show. Nico Addy, he gets it across the zone.
Addy with a shot, dead on. Second opportunity, he scores!
Pass off the pads.
Addy.
Well, the pass ends up going to himself. He went in and get the rebound and opens the scoring to give the team in white a 1-0 lead.
We talk about Nico Addy playing with the Toronto Junior Canadians, and he came in the pregame and said, hey, look, I'm an unselfish player. I'm going to play aggressive hockey, and that's exactly what we're seeing here on the ice tonight.
Well, he makes it very interesting for scouts because you have that big body, a physical game, and then you see the offensive side as well.
Here comes Team White again. Here's Taylor coming over the blue line. Looking to take the shot. And Owen Butler covering on the play. And no doubt he was using the offensive zone as a screen for him. And following up on the play was number 10, William Moore.
Caden Taylor, he's a shoot-first
Team
kind
White
of player.
Again. Here's Taylor coming over the blue line.
But I think here, he kind of slowed himself down because he wanted to make a pass. And you get into these games where you want to show everyone that you're a team player. But Taylor's got a fantastic shot. The defenseman took it away. Hey, you got to right for it. If the defenseman takes away your pass, don't be worried. The scouts know, the fans know that you're making a play, which is the best scoring opportunity you have.
There's a shot that just went off of Ivankovic. Romano gets the assist on the play. DeCarlo with a shot that just went wide. As things are starting to open up here, Peter.
And Romano at 9:40.
Here comes Team Clark, James Stewart again over the blue line, and Romano is just ahead of the play. Team Black coming back on the play. This is William Moore with a shot dead on. Ivankovic cuts down on the angle, and he'll cover for a face-off.
Well, what I've started to see now from both teams, the defensemen are getting a little bit more involved in getting involved in the attack. So you have a couple shifts. You're doing the safe thing, right? The dump in, get the line change, and now you get comfortable just like you do in a regular game, a regular season game. You can see what happens. Drakusika there, you can see him on our screen, number 3 in black. He's already thinking about coming down based on the draw. So with the defense activating, the goaltenders and the forwards on the defending side, they're going to have to be really smart, pick them up.
Vasily Serov, the 6'3 center, on the face-off for Team Andrepov, Carnegie Nolan. And he's a force out there on the ice. Here comes Team White, looking to pick it up at the red line. And here's Sada on the play. It's a 2-on-1, and just went off the skate of Owen McChesney. McChesney in behind the nets. For correction, it was Manza. Mateus Manza on the play. Moore. Here's Sada. Here's William Moore on the play, just over the blue line. And it was picked off. A nice move by Gabriel Smith. Or Luca Graziano on the play. Graziano goes into the boards, and Delechi chases after it. Along the boards. Hard scrum. Looking to clear it out front. And a backhanded pass right out in front of the net. The second opportunity, and they score again. Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart come up with a big goal off a rebound.
Shamar Moses. I've got my game notes down for Shamar as a power forward. But you know what? Let's throw in a pair of soft hands in front of the net here. Rebound available. Moses picks it up, uses the body to protect it. And the last goal was against the run of play, Dana. I'm going to say White's picked it up here. That's a 2-0 lead they have, and they are quite legit. That first goal has really lit a fire to get them going.
Shamar Moses, certainly a guy that you got to keep an eye on. Another player from the Don Mills Flyers.
I'm sorry, Dan. There he is on the back check. You know, score a goal. Now he's bringing in the zone, so he knows what it's about tonight. As he breaks his stick, unfortunately. Maybe it's that power forward. He's just too strong for his own hockey stick.
That shot went off at DeCarlo on the play. Shamar Moses is one of those players that has to be on the ice all the time. He's the last player off the ice. That shot was dead on. Butler comes up with another save. These shots are coming from upwards of 40 feet out. McChesney on the forecheck.
Time 11:48.
Malcasia
Moses
clears
from
it out to
Sweden
center.
and Lombardi
Here's Smith.
at 11:48.
Long pass over to the left wing boards. Here's Malcasian as he follows up with a back pass to Nico Addy. Addy with the shot just wide. On the play, Jake O'Brien. On the strong forecheck. He had Smith pinned against the boards. Comes Team Black as they get over the blue line. Now is Jeremy Martin on the play. Lost control of the puck. And Nico Addy again coming on the opposite wing. And a quick shot goes into the corner. And here's Lane. Katzen takes a shot. It was just wide. It went over the crossbar.
Well, that all started with a great pass up by Martin in the neutral zone. You've got to rewind the tape sometimes to see the great plays. It starts deep in your own zone. Martin spearheads it. Here's another one with Katzen and Lane. Martin going to the net as well.
And Lane with the shot dead on. And that was a screen play. Yanni drops the puck. And on the play, this is Luca Romano. On the boards.
So used to running the offense for the Junior Canadians. Now he's got the puck on his stick for more than 5 seconds. He's in his regular season mode trying to run things.
Keegan Knight with the shot dead on. And Owen Butler with another beautiful butterfly save on the play, Peter.
I love the fight back by Owen Butler. The team has been a little bit overwhelmed. He's still kicking it out. He's had 3 to 4 saves here where he's frozen the puck to give everyone a chance to get a reset, maybe a line change. And, you know, the goaltenders will look up and say, oh, man, I gave up 2 goals in 1 period. Well, they were 2 very good goals that there's not much you can do when you have that much traffic on your doorstep.
No doubt about it. And scrum right in front of the net. Ivan Kovic is able to cover on the play, but certainly you got to keep an eye on what's in front of you in that crease. There's an awful lot of traffic, as you had mentioned.
I'm excited to see now this pushback here. I mean, everyone's going to work hard in a game like this, but Black had it going well. They had the passing, they had the mojo, and all of a sudden White grinds one out with the Addy goal, and then Moses right in front of their doorstep. So we'll see if Black can get a couple of those pushback shifts that you hear coaches wanting.
Talk about Shamar Moses with that goal, and he's one of 6 Don Mills Flyers players in tonight's lineup for Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, Anthony Stewart. I'd like to see you say that 10 times.
Well, I know we make it tough on you, Dana, when we get 3 celebrities. I don't think we'll do 4, because 4 on each bench would really... You almost have to take the first letter from each person and say, okay, we're going to call it the ACN, you know, the Antropov, Carnegie, Nolan. But we also want to give great respect to the fact that the celebrities make their time. They have been, for the most part, GTHL hockey parents.
And certainly know how to command things from behind the bench. As we see Dragosika with the puck at the blue line. There's a shot that didn't get through. And here comes Team Clark, James and Stewart. And a back pass by Matthew Manza. Manza knew exactly what was going on going into the offensive zone. And there comes Team Black again trying to respond on the play. Valeris as he gets over the blue line. This is a good move by Valeris as he gets around to Carlo and tries to go short side on the play.
He missed the net, and that's big here as he gets back in time. He didn't have a forward really holding down for him.
Galyanov couldn't trap the puck, and it goes into the corner. Galyanov. Quick shake and big move on the play, and DeCarlo with the long pass. Again, we see these wide passes, and there's a shot by Moses on the play. Shamar Moses. Already got a goal here in the first period. Lombardi in on the traffic as well. The pace is picking up again. Comes in surges. See, AJ Rye on the play. Right out in front of the net. And they were able to clear back to the blue line, but not out. Frolov. He's got Smith out there as well as Surov. And Gallianic. And they're good. Both teams are changing on the fly as Smith looking to take advantage of the opportunity, and he takes the puck up along the boards. Ridden off into the wall. Wachowski out there too.
Gabriel Smith was left alone here. I mean, all 4 players went for a change, and he still got the puck up the ice with his skating ability.
Gabriel Smith with good peripheral vision out there, and here he is back and defending And that's against number 12, Nico Addy, and that's a great matchup when you see Gabriel Smith and Nico Addy at each other. Addy overskates the puck along the boards. Tried to get along the play. A good move by number 14, Mateus Stark. Malkazian plays it back to the defense. Malkazian keeping a good peripheral view out there, and Valeris has got the puck as Team Black changes on the fly. Here's Malkazian as he gets over the blue line, teaming with O'Brien on the play. Along the boards, Stark. Drusika. Dragasika is out there. And he's another player that likes to chew up the minutes playing defense. Long pass to Martin as they just get it over the blue line. And Team White looking to recover on the play. Here's Caden Taylor. Taylor. And he's out there with Yanni, but they just couldn't make it happen the first time around. Here's the second surge. Romano takes the shot, goes off of Dragasika's stick. Actually, I think it might have touched his skate as well. Shot that didn't get through, and here comes Team Black on the play. Lane. Aiden Lane is out there. And we've got a whistle on the play. And stoppage here with 2:12 left here in the first period of play.
You never want an offside, but that's one you don't mind because Martin was there with Lane. They had some good speed. They wanted to grab the blue line and finally push now the white team's defense back a bit. So we said that we think the forwards will have a little bit of an advantage here as both teams are down to 5 defensemen. And with 2:09 to go, hey, you might not need to leave anything in the tank here. You've got an intermission. We've got 2 intermissions tonight. These are the shifts that you can kind of make a little damage here as the black team tries to get a scoring opportunity.
They've had a few opportunities already right in front of the net and a lot of traffic in front of Jack Ivankovic as the puck goes out of play with a stoppage of 1:53 left here in the first period of play.
And Frolov had the right idea. He went with a quick shot on net. He's got a big cannon. This time he realized quick wrister, get the shot on net before anyone comes out to block it and affect your shooting lane, and sets up for another face-off in the attacking zone with 1:53 to go.
Along the boards, looking to make the play is Matthew Manza. He's out there right now. Alongside Tristan Delisle and Sada. Will and Smith is able to recover again. Gabriel Smith seeing good time out there. Del Colombo. And a backhanded play by Joe Kadoran.
He's out there with A.J. Rye. He's the Nats. The 2 Nats are out there, the creators of the offense that rise them,
and
trying
one thing
to get something going.
We're seeing, Peter, here is a matchup of players that are familiar with each other and from their club teams. As the clock continues to wind down here in the first period, 2-0 for Team White, and there's a shot that just went wide of the net. Another shot by Shamar Moses. He's not afraid to unleash. And the puck goes along the boards and into the corner. Artem Frolov checked the rearview mirrors on the play. Moses loses control of the puck. Shamar Moses again. Jay Lombardi throwing the lumber around.
Yeah. Coach Malkazian for the white team, he just puts out 18, 19, and 20, right? Go by the numbers. It's easier. Lombardi, Smeaton, and Moses, the Don Mills Flyers line, they've been the most effective out here when you look at like a line combination that's had some magic. And the Flyers are saying, don't forget about us. We might be in 7th place, but we've got an offensive game. And you can see with those 3 forwards out there, big bodies commanding some offensive time.
Yeah, one shoots left, one eats chicken parmesan, and the other one, Shamar Moses, doesn't want to come off the ice. He always wants to be the last one. Here comes Team White. Lombardi over the line. Another shot just wide of the net. Smeaton is out there as well behind the net and looking to curve it. Jay Lombardi. Here comes Team Black on the play. Just over the blue line and looking to make one last effort. Will Moore on the shot. That one went wide. And it'll come back to defense. One more shot that just went wide. No, it went right on net. And we've got a whole lot of traffic in front. And that'll end the first period of play with the score. Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, Anthony Stewart, 2. And Team Black, Nick Andrepov, Rain Carnegie, Ted Nolan, no score.
Well, we talked about the fact that the team in black, slow start. then they get things going, and all of a sudden White comes back with just one of those grinding Nico Addy goals, and from there they took over. I mean, hockey is a game of swings and peaks and valleys, and right now the guys in White, they've got an advantage going.
Peter, your thoughts on that first period of play?
Well, absolutely. It's fun to get the first couple shifts under your belt, right? Like in an all-star game, prospects game, you know it's a big crowd here, maybe the biggest crowd you've seen all season. Now you're comfortable. Now you're forgetting about the environment out there and just concentrating on the game. So I think Black's going to go in there, Dana, and have a big pushback to come out for the second period because they don't feel they should be down 2-0, especially with the good start they had.
So the first few minutes of that second period could be a defining moment for this hockey game.
Certainly with all the Toronto Marlies, I mean, 12 on one team, they almost must think of this as the Marlies plus everybody else. So they're playing like a Marley squad. And I know the coaches aren't going to go in and do the rah-rah thing, but I know the players will. And when you're down 2-0 in front of a big crowd like this is like intermission, come out, reset, get your second period going.
We're going to take a break in the action and come back with the second period. You're watching the 2022-2023 Top Prospects game here from Scotiabank Pond in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena here in Downsview, Ontario, Canada. As Peter, we've got a 2-0 hockey game going into the second period, and we've seen some pretty electrifying performances out there already in the first.
Well, Ivankovic in net has done a great job taking advantage of the fact he's been able to corral those rebounds, and he held them in early, right? The team in white was getting a little pressure, and of course this black team now, I'm excited to see what will happen when they come out for the start of the second. 12
Toronto Marlboros in that team black, team Nick Drepov, Ted Nolan, and Rain Carnegie. And no doubt, Ted, I'm sure, has had a few words with the players in the dressing room. Not the rah-rah type words as we were talking about off air, but words to say how to get back into this hockey game.
I think it's just the mental thing, right? I mean, you have 40 of the best players in the GTHL. They all have amazing skills. Now it's just getting comfortable and say, okay, you had your first shot, your first hit. We had our first power play. Now get into the game, just relax and do your hockey thing.
This game in the first period, we saw surges. Predominantly the first part of that first period was Team Black all the way in the offensive zone. But then all of a sudden we see that surge coming back toward Team White, and they picked it up. Nico Addy with the first goal, and then followed up by Shamar Moses with the second goal.
And I think they just kept it simple, right? They started simple with the dump-ins and the line changes, and they didn't have a lot of puck possession time. And then they came out and said, you know what? Shot on net. Shot on net. Doesn't have to be a pretty play. And there's been a couple times, Dana, you noticed it as well. Black was overpassing.
Yeah.
Right? Like they were trying to do the play of the day, the play of the week, when really just put a puck on net and good things will happen. So we'll see if simplifying it, it's easy for us to say. We never had any skill to get fancy, folks. We were simple hockey players.
Yeah.
But, you know, for players like this that have amazing skill, slow it down, put a puck on net, get a rebound, a deflection, something off somebody's shin pads. That's the way to go to get back into the game.
Do you think things have changed a little bit on the bench with the instruction? Because a lot of those players want to come out on the ice and show that they are a team player, that they can pass, and that it's not all about them.
Well, I mean, the GTHL coaches are really the head coaches tonight. The Solaris are watching. You know, Coach McSwain from the Kings and Balkazian from the Junior Canadians. They're going to be in coach mode right now, and they're going to get their players ready for the start of the second period, and I'm excited to see if there'll be a big pushback from the team in black.
We got a few seconds left before we get into game action here for the second period. What do you expect for the second period of play?
I still expect to see White keeping it simple because you've got a 2-0 lead, and let's see if Black does the same thing. Not overpass, not look to create too much flashiness, just good old hockey game.
And certainly the goaltenders will remain the same up to the halfway through the second period.
And that's where you have some sympathy, right? They've got to come in cold halfway through the game because they want to keep it fair. So we're getting excited here to see the start of the second period.
Okay, we're just going to throw it over and get set for second period action. As we get underway here in the second period, Team Black.
They tried. Evan McChesney, he was lined up in D. Dragusica, the defenseman, was on right wing. And as soon as the puck dropped, McChesney was racing down the ice. But unfortunately, 5 seconds later, there's an offside.
Yeah, Peter, you picked that up so quickly with 5 seconds into the second period.
I was trying to figure out why Dragusica was there. He's a big intimidating guy. I'm like, why is he lining up as a right wing? So a little bit of the playbook out of a football coach, right, eh? Try a little bit of a trick play here to see if you can get something going.
Going with a seam pass. We go with Surov out there. Frolov is out there as well. But here comes Team White as they clear it into the offensive zone. A fresh pad of ice here in the second period. Nico Addy is out on the ice as well. Here's O'Brien looking for Addy to get into the zone. Addy along the boards and a backhand, and this one will be called, and it looks like
the face-off outside. It looks like puck out of play there as linesman Victor Gerges and Owen Szymanski working on finding the location.
And Peter, looking at those referees, Shane Steenhook and Mitch Movic, you're very familiar with them from the fact that you also head up the officials here in GTHL Canada. Shot dead on. A nice save by Jack Ivankovic.
Well, we have the selections for the prospect game. That's a big deal. And Dana, this week, Friday and Saturday, under 18 all-star games, AAA, AAA. These are big prize possessions. And just like the teams want that regular season championship, referees want to add this to their honor, right? It's a big deal to get this game. It means you're doing well, you're dedicated to the league, and you're having a good season.
Yeah, those all-star games are free here at Scotiabank Pond.
It's part of our I Play in the G. Gatorade's involved. We've got House League, Select, A, AA, AAA, throwing the all-star games. And Friday and Saturday are going to be a fun place here at Scotiabank.
Traditional hockey programs like Faustina and Leaside Flames and Goulding Park Rangers all being represented.
Well, I love the fact we have House League coming in, Dana. So just our kind of speed when you think about it.
We had Team Black player hit the ice. It looked to be Lev Katzen who was knocked down on the play. Team White. And we're seeing a few players hit the ice as here comes Lev Katzen along the left wing boards. He's looking to make the pass. No, he's going to take the shot. Short side on the play. And Ivan Kovic covers up quite nicely on the play.
Oh, I love Katzen. I mean, he's got such great puck skills. I kind of call him slimy, and I don't mean this in a bad way. He knows that as well. It's just tough to contain him. And he ran out a little bit of real estate there, but that all started once again by Martin throwing a big hit. That's the second one that I've said, hey, something started 15 seconds ago with a good defensive play, a good stick, a good chip, and all of a sudden at the other end, you've got a scoring opportunity.
Lev Katzen, one of two St. Andrews players, also playing with the Toronto Marlboros. He's also a dancer, as we found out in his profile. May see that if he scores a goal or he's in on a goal. AJ Rye lost control of the puck. Here comes Manza along the right wing boards. Passed it to Lyle. Graziano following up on the play, and here comes Team Black. AJ Rye along the left wing, looking to make a pass to Delechi, and Delechi was not able to corral the puck. Bouncing puck to Manza as he gets over the blue line, and he's got Ethan Sada with them. Sada's quite a fast player out there on the ice and can play with anyone. Here comes Team Black. Long pass to AJ Rye before he goes off the ice. Goes into the offensive zone. Armstrong on the play. Ethan Armstrong for Team Clark, James, and Stewart. Lombardi, Jimmy Lombardi, as he's looking to make a play. Right out in front of the net. There was nobody there to answer the bell. Armstrong clears it back into the offensive zone. Moore along the boards. And he's ridden off by Shamar Moses on the play. Back to the blue line, and it couldn't be kept in. Dragusic trying to make the play on Moses. Only got part of the body. Gonna pass along behind the net, and here comes a long pass, and it deflected over the bench and out of play with 16:33 left here in the second period of play.
And once again, that line of Lombardi, Smeeden, and Moses, the Don Mills Flyers, going out, throwing some hits. And of course, they had other players on the other side as well, like Drakusic and other guys that don't mind the physical game. But that's been one line that has really stuck out here, Dana, is that Flyers line here is really forechecking, getting some action around the net, kind of playing that complete game at both ends.
Jimmy Lombardi, whose father is the athletic director, John Lombardi of the Northern Secondary School, and a famous football coach here in Toronto. And that puck just went wide. It was dead on, but it just cleared wide. And Ivan Kovic has got six senses to be able to find where that puck is, Peter, because he's been all over the net so far.
He's been great. And, of course, Smith and Delechi from the Toronto Marlies, I love what they've been doing. I mean, you get that vibe, you got that mojo, that connection, and they've done a great job as Delechi tries to pinch in here, but Smith's going to back him up.
Malkasian with the shot. He had Nico Addy following up on the play. Used him as a screen, and here comes Team Black. 3-on-2 situation. Surov clears it out to Galianov. And O'Brien coming back for Team White. Malkasian with him on the play. Malkasian looking for the pass. It was over to Valeris, Alexander Valeris. And here comes Team Black looking to get onside. Moore, Frolov is chopping over a few sticks. It clears into the offensive zone. Also picking up on the play, Luca Graziano. And Team White looking to clear it out of their own zone. That's a long, unsure pass by Addy. Romano takes a hit. Going back on the play is Artem Frolov. Frolov circles around the puck. Looking to clear it out of their own zone. McChesney. Graziano on the play. And he'll clear it off the boards. And this will go toward Owen Butler. The team's trying to feel out each other out here in this second period. Nice move, trying to get around on the play. Dragosika, and he's been quite prominent here in the second period, and there's a shot dead on, and Butler coming up with another save.
Oh, Butler shows you that regardless of being down by 2, it's not phasing him. He's positionally strong and puts that glove out, and like I've said before in the first period, he's getting face-offs. He's giving his team a chance to get a line change, and I think the glove's looking great. You could get down quite easily here. You know, you worry about being on a big stage here, but he is battling through and keeping this team in black in the game.
Oh, and Butler again down on the ice. He's been solid for the Vaughan Kings, and no doubt they'll rely on his expertise coming into the playoffs for the GTHL. Martin on the pass, and that went off of Ivan Kovic, and it hits up into the mesh and out of play with 14:22 left here in the second period.
And there's an example. We said keep it simple. They gained the blue line with speed. They put a shot on net, went off the goaltender. You got another face-off here, a chance for some creativity. And this is always the danger when you have so much skill. Sometimes they want to make the prettiest play when sometimes you just need to put it on net right there. A shot on net, make the goalie work, make him go side to side.
And these guys got to be acrobatic to be able to play in this game. If you're a goaltender in this top prospects game.
There's Lane. He weaves through everybody. DeCarlo's trying to cheat in a bit. He knows he's out there with some fellow Marlies and can back them up.
Ethan Armstrong, and there's a shot. Team Black is on the board. Connecting on the play, and Peter, we're going to have to take a look at that one again. Wow. A nice shot by Len Katzen in on the play.
Well, it starts with DeCarlo keeping it in. He had to cheat a bit, and then, of course, the wraparound attempt. There's not much the goaltender can do. He's got to seal the post. It becomes available to the other side, and Black finds themselves back in this game.
We got a 2-1 hockey game here. And all of a sudden, Team Black is playing with a whole lot more vibe and verve. Smith and DeCarlo back on defense for Team Black. Shamar Moses out there for Team White as they look to forecheck in the offensive zone. And here's Gabriel Smith on the play, looking to get around the defense. Lev Katzen, the goal scorer on the play. Shamar Moses with the shot, dead on. Beautiful save by Owen Butler on the butterfly. And Graziano again as he clears it around the boards, and the puck is flying around in the offensive zone at such a pace. Looking for a long pass. It was intended for A.J. Rye, and here's Rye. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Del Colombo with him. Rye takes a shot, and it clears across the ice, and the net comes off the moors. And we had a player knocked down on the ice.
A.J. Rye, the smart hockey IQ player. He runs the Nats. Now, it looked like that bouncing puck. It went over to a teammate, but it looked like the teammate almost kicked it. So I don't know if there was an eminent scoring opportunity here. It went wide either way. But you could tell, you give a star player this much time, Dana. Look at all the time he has to reset. Almost a bit of a kicking motion. And then some action behind the net throws the net off the post.
Del Colombo was in on the play as well. You look at A.J. Ryan, his favorite player is David Pasternak. Does he play like Pasternak?
You know what? Some of these guys were stretching a little bit of who they think they were. That's a perfect comparison for him. His offensive IQ and skill, he lines up with the Pasternak, except that's a Boston Bruin, Dana. It's a Toronto Maple Leaf town. Come on.
Peter, we go back to 1969. Here comes Team White on the play. O'Brien with Addy. They cleared into the offensive zone. Also in on the play is Evan Melkazian.
Simple play by Addy, right? The dump in now. White's going to stick to this right now, especially with Black pushing back at them.
And Team Black clearing it into the offensive zone. Artem Frolov, another Von King player on the play. In on the offense, Keegan Knight as he tries to clear it out of his own zone. And Frolov has got the puck. Nice pass to Surov, and offside is the call as we've got William Moore well over the blue line.
Well, Moore hasn't been able to get his game going. Like we said, he is one of 4 people in GTHL history, the 13 prospects games, that gets to do it twice. And you can feel a little bit of extra pressure when you have that spotlight. Great kid. A lot of great vibes from the Mustache Cup, which was the Marlies and Junior Canadians. And he just wants to get going here to get that offense for the team in black.
Peter, William Moore at 6'2", 160 pounds. A little bit of weight put on him for OHL draft, and certainly he'll go.
They're all that, Dana. I mean, we see the size, and then 2 years later you run into these guys when they're 17, 18, and they're big dudes. So they'll catch up to their growth.
That was Caden Taylor on the shot that just went wide of Owen Butler. And here comes Romano. Quick burst of speed. There's a shot dead on. Nice shot and nice save by Butler again on the play. He's had to be on his toes.
Force the goalie to make a save. You had one opportunity. That's a shot on net. Maybe not the greatest angle. Go for it. Make the goalie put a rebound out there.
Polaris looking to make that play to Delisle up the middle. McChesney, the wide side. Lev Katzen. And he's certainly making a mark for himself here in the second period of play, although he got knocked down to the ice. Taylor. Delisle right there, and he had Luca Romano right there on the doorstep. It just did not materialize.
Romano was a little surprised it made it through to him. I mean, he's a guy that loves to be in front of that net area, just didn't pick it up in time.
The puck went to an open door where Team White was changing on the fly. Here comes Team Black. Just getting over the blue line on the play. And a big player in Aiden Lane, another Toronto Marlboro. Likes to cycle before every game. And he's out there right now. He's a force out there, throwing a little bit of weight around. Team White, they get over the blue line. Tristan Delisle on the play, and we've got a stoppage with 10:09 left here in the second period of play. Peter, things are picking up again.
Well, Delisle knows as we're going to have our goaltending change here with 10:09. And it's apropos that we leave on a save because you could have been all over this team in black. And Owen Butler faced a lot of rubber. He might not be used to that on his Von King's team, but certainly he had a chance to showcase his skill. And we replaced with 2 new goaltenders.
Yeah, we've got 2 new ones for Team Black. It'll be Jaden Nelson, the goaltender from the Toronto Marlboros. And for Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, Anthony Stewart. Team White will come in with Abel Poland. And Poland from the Don Mills Flyers. So lots of familiar names, lots of familiar faces out there on the ice. And the face-off in the offensive zone for Team Clark, James Stewart. Valeris. A backhanded pass. That was a no-look pass, and he left it. High pass to Armstrong. That's Ethan Armstrong of the Toronto Junior Canadians. One thing about Ethan Armstrong, he's been wearing the same undershirt since Minor Adam. Can you believe this?
Some of these player profiles are scary when you read it. Like, I know we could do advertising for chicken because everybody has chicken, right? And spaghetti. So if we need a sponsor in the GTHL, chicken and spaghetti where it's at. But some of the stuff we read in the profiles as we met the players through a little bit of media training was a lot of fun.
This is unbelievable. I don't want to be around him.
So like when he grows, like, is it from like Pee Wee? Like when did, like how
from
long?
From Minor
is it?
Adam.
Crazy.
It's unbelievable. Team White, here's Shamar Moses as he gets over the blue line. He's looking to set up on the play. Along the boards. This is Adam Smeaton out there. And again, we're looking at that line, Peter, with Lombardi, Smeaton, and Moses. Graziano. Jared Harding out there as well. Puck goes high. And along the boards, and here comes Team Black as they're looking to clear it out of their own zone. A.J. Rye on the forecheck, and we had a player go down, Shamar Moses. Frolov knocked him down, and we're going to have a penalty on the play against Frolov on the play, and we've got a few words being said. So players that normally see each other in opposite teams in the GTHL regular season expressing themselves here in the second period.
Well, that was a cross-check in the neutral zone, and that could just be the frustration that the team in white has just been putting out a line and forechecking as you thought you were coming back, and they'll get their first power play of the game.
Out there on the power play, including Keegan Knight, Ethan Armstrong on the blue line, and Nico Addy is going to take the face-off.
Knight and Armstrong using those inverted sticks, meaning their sticks are on the inside of the ice surface. We'll see if Addy can win it back. I mean, all he's got to do is put it back, and someone's going to pick it up from his team.
Another Toronto Junior Canadian player, Malkasian, is out there as well. So that's the power play for Team Clark, James Stewart.
Malkasian will dance around. You can see him in that bumper position. He'll find space to pass it off.
And a shot dead on. And Jaden Nelson is going to cover on the play. So he knows that he's got that winger he's got to deal with, and that lateral movement across the net has got to be just like that.
And a very cold goalie, right? I mean, he could say he was ready, but I mean, you have no warm-up. The warm-up was, 90 minutes ago? So he already made the big save off Graziano, a big save there. He's getting comfortable, but this is tough. Abe Poland on the other side. I mean, he's simulating shots. He's so cold, but Nelson has his opportunity as the star of the Toronto Marlies and someone who's going to be playing for Team Ontario in the Canada Winter Games. He doesn't want to make excuses and say, well, I came in relief, so it was a little tough.
Yeah, certainly Jaden Nelson has seen an awful lot of action this year with the hockey schedule that the Toronto Marlboros play throughout the season, including their own Marlboro Holiday Classic, and they also played in the Silver Stick as well.
Well, they're in that 1-2 race with the Junior Canadians, and surprisingly, Junior Canadians, they took the winter break off. They did not play in that Marlies event, so we'll see if that gives them a little bit of juice at the end of the year to stay fresh.
Here's Armstrong. Back to the point. Knight on the play. Malkasian playing in the slot. Team Black able to pick up on the puck, and they're looking to clear it out of their own zone. That's a long shot as both teams are going to change on the fly. And on the offensive zone, Surov is out there. Nico Addy remains out there on the power play. Armstrong, Romano are out there too. It's a long pass looking to thread the play.
Oh, good call by the linesman, Owen Szymanski. You know, I always take the side of the stripes there, and I'll call them out when they make a mistake. And by the way, Dana, I think they've missed one penalty for sure. So you can't say I'm just doing compliments tonight, but a great call by Szymanski at the blue line.
Can't believe that we're getting critiqued here.
I think when you said player goes down, that's when the one they missed.
Yeah.
So I'll essentially blame you and say, you know, I wouldn't have noticed until Dana said player went down.
I could take heat. I could take it. Dragosika is out there for Team Black. You couldn't get it out of the zone. Graziano out there at the point. Takes the pass and looking to clear it back. Here's Valeris. This is Xander Valeris. Another Toronto Junior Canadian player out on the ice. In on the forecheck, Caden Taylor. And Taylor goes down. This is Luca Romano. Romano looking to get it back to the point. Graziano. Luca Graziano. He knows how to run an offense. He's been doing it all the way along with the Toronto Junior Canadians, and that's on net. And again, Jaden Nelson not going to take chances. He's going to cover it up.
Well, I like the play by Graziano there because he knows there's a lane there that's going to get a block, and all of a sudden, just skate a little bit, be mobile, and find the lane to get the shot on goal. It's a quick wrist shot. That helps, but take a look. I don't have a shot. Now I do. Get it on net, force the goaltender to make a save.
Certainly going back to what we had discussed in the first period intermission, just to get the shots on goal.
Well, you look at the next level, Dana, Ontario League, American, NHL, everyone blocks shots. So if you're not willing to be mobile, you're in trouble. It's not the old days where some of the pretty boys didn't block shots and you had it easy.
We're noticing that in a whole lot more in the NHL these days with a whole lot of players blocking shots. It's all about the team. Team White. Here's Keegan Knight. Turns around on a dime. Clears it off into the offensive zone behind the boards. Chasing after the puck, Ethan Sata. Looking to get it back to the point, covering on the play. It goes off into the corner. This is Ethan Sada again. Right out in the slot, but Team Black able to pick it up very quickly. Here's Wachowski trying to get around his man. He was knocked down on the play. Solid check by Keegan Knight. The star player from the Toronto Junior Canadians. His favorite player is Cale Makar.
Well, he's got that mobility, but I'll give Wachowski credit. That play usually works. You know, every now and then you're going to end up on your butt, but that's not going to faze him. He's a Toronto Marley that's very good at puck possession, holding on in the neutral zone. He knew something was coming there. Hey, you just got to live with it because most of the time for Wachowski, it works.
Wachowski's favorite player is Sidney Crosby. Pays a lot of attention to detail, and he certainly got the speed out there on the ice. Here's Lane looking at backhanded. No, he'll go back to the point on the play. DiCarlo. That was a screen shot, did not go through. On the play, here's Aiden Lane. Lane looking to muck it up in the corner. Gene Lombardi is out there as well. The shot, that was dead on.
This line looks tired because they're giving DiCarlo and Delecci a lot of room here. You can't give these two defensemen the chance to set up and put something on net. So you've got to get the energy or get a line change here.
Katzen couldn't able to contain the puck, and here comes Shamar Moses over the blue line with Jimmy Lombardi on the play. Backhanded pass, tried to make it through Xander Valeris, and here comes Team Black. And Lane with the pass to Katzen, and there's a whistle on the play.
It's a great example, even with somebody you're used to playing with, that extra little 2-inch move you do at the blue line to get around the defenseman, it creates a timing issue. You end up with an offside, a 3-on-2's forming, but the good stick by a defenseman forces an offside.
So the offside call forces a face-off with 5:04. And we got a goal right there. Team Black responding, and we're tied now at 2 apiece, Peter, as we look at the replay.
That's a communication issue. I mean, you have a Don Mill Flyer goaltender and Abel Poland and Jared Harding. As they're in the zone, the two Flyers get miscommunicated there. All of a sudden, it ends up through the side of the post there. They lose possession of the puck. And if you wanted a little bit of luck, if you're cheering for the team in the black and you're a Flyer, a fan of the Marlboros and the Kings and the Nats, well, there it is. You got a little bit of puck luck to make it a 2-2 game.
And Joe Kadorin on the play. Wow. Tied 2-2 with 4:41 left here in the second period of play. Jaden Nelson looking to cover the puck with his blocker. And O'Brien looking to the officials on the play. So Joe Kadorin gets credit for the goal. Kadorin with Katzen having the goals for Team Black, Peter.
And like we said, a little bit of a bouncing puck creates issues. The goaltender wasn't sure where it was. Next thing you know, just the fact that Kadorin was there a little bit deeper. Maybe he doesn't usually do that, and it forces the puck into some puck luck.
Yeah, I'm not sure Abel Poland knew where the puck was. Shot from the point. That was blocked. Looking to Sirov and trying to move the puck up very quickly. Gets it over the blue line. Galyanov. And that shot dead on. It's saved by Poland on the play. Here comes Team White. Burst of speed along the right wing boards. O'Brien. Addy following up on the play, looking to lay the body on Smith. There's a long shot. Jaden Nelson is going to glove that one. And he hands the puck over to Gabriel Smith. Gabriel Smith, your prototype defenseman. Very strong defensively. Head up all the time. Sarov with the puck. Galyanov. And that pass got beyond the defenseman, Anthony DiCarlo, on the play, and it's going to go the length of the ice. And a wide open net, and Jaden Nelson just handed it to Romano on the play. And a wide open net. It's 3-2 for Team White.
And that's something that goaltenders at this level, that is just not part of their game. I know Jaden Nelson can handle the puck. He's going to be representing Team Ontario at the Canada Winter Games. But that's one where, you know what, that's a skill that takes a while to get used to. And he just didn't know to put it behind the net on his backhand because he had a forechecker And Romano played it smart. Usually the big guy is banging and crashing. He was hide and seeking right there. It ends up on his stick, and he fired into the empty net with some real oomph to it.
Luca Romano coming up with an empty net goal like that. A good shot, too. He is dead on. Keegan Knight shoots it off into the offensive zone. Gabriel Smith going behind the net to pick it up. And a little bit of a miscommunication there. Smith is able to recover on the miscommunication. Witkowski, McChesney out there with Mateus Stark. Right on net, we've got a tie hockey game again. It's 3-3 as Stark in on the goal. And a little bit of miscommunication there, Peter, but it leads to a goal.
Oh, McChesney with a great little move right there. So after one team pretty well hands the goal, then the other team hands it back, but this one is legit. McChesney with some time to put it on his backhand, forehand. Poland has to stretch out. He's worried about a pass. And now we've got ourselves a 3-3 game. So after a couple of ugly ones, we'll call them ugly, we could say that, a pretty goal right there by McChesney, taking a split second longer to make sure he had it in the net.
You know, looking at McChesney able to walk into the crease like that. Wow. That was like rolling out the red carpet. There's Martin. Katzen, Lev Katzen is out there as well. Frolov, who couldn't able to get a stick on the play. Here comes Team White again, and Jaden Nelson in on the save. He cut down on the angle. Valeris looking to get it in on net. Martin, Sada, looking to play it back to Valeris. And along the boards, Team White looking to dig it out. Bit of a bang along the boards. Delisle taking the hit. Martin, Delecci, and he's able to play along the right wing boards. It was intended for Aiden Lane, and Aiden Lane's in a battle. Delecci following up on the play. A quick pass as the Team Black getting over the blue line. And look at it get right in on net. And the net coming off Eds Moores. And that was big number 11, Jeremy Martin, another Marlboro player. And he wants to play like Matthew Tkachuk.
Oh, the referees are in there quickly. We know there's a little bit of a rivalry here with the way these teams are, but no one wants to put their team down 3-3. And while that was all going on, we had a bit of a clock issue. The net's off. We might have some penalty calls here, Dana. That's why you're play-by-play here. Like you gotta. Was the timekeeper right in taking off the 47 seconds? They didn't run. The net came off. So they are going to fix the clock. Our extraordinary announcer / timekeeper, Doug Ireland, was on the ball, and they've made a proper correction.
Doug Ireland's been around for a long time, and he knows how to handle that clock better than anybody else.
Doug's big booming voice has been part of the Prospects games and, championship days here at the GTHL. He does a great job for us, and he's running the clock as well and the music. He didn't take any requests from us today, but it's okay. We'll get by.
I didn't know we were supposed to forward request to him, but now that you mention it. 3-3 hockey game here at Scotiabank Pond in Downsview, which is a part of Toronto, the northern area of Toronto here in Ontario, Canada, and certainly top prospects game with the top 40 GTHL under 16 players. Action continues here. AJ Rye in on the forecheck. Looking to pin the puck was Jimmy Lombardi. And here comes Team White as they've got the puck. This is Luca Graziano along the right wing boards, being chased on the play. And a couple of more hits on the play. Lombardi. Bit of a hit there as well. AJ Rye not looking to let Jimmy Lombardi get around him. And again, Lombardi and Rye matched up against each other.
It's physical, and it's clean. It's just getting very physical out there.
That's a great matchup between those two players. Comes back to center ice. DeCarlo. He's been rock solid on defense for Team Black. Here's Rye. And no one knows where the puck is. Here's Shamar Moses as quickly picks it up. Lombardi gets over the blue line. And a shot dead on. And a kick on the play.
4-on-1, 5-on-1.
This is a 4-on-1. And they shot, and it goes off the post. Was it off the post or off the crossbar? We'll have to check on that one. And here comes Melkazian again on following up on the play with Keegan Knight.
Well, Knight was frustrated. He didn't get the pass, and you even have Moore now leaving the zone. Melkazian was hanging high. Moore was ready to go. That was a little bit of street hockey action. No offsides, no icing. Just go to the other end of the road.
And Knight fell down on the play. Golden opportunity there. Golden opportunity on both sides. And here's another quick burst of speed with 4 seconds left here in the second period of play. Nico Addy. Melkazian with the shot. Beautiful save on the block, save by Jaden Nelson to end this second period. And we're tied at 3 apiece. Peter, the action picked up.
We had a fun one here. The goalies aren't going to like the 2 goals that were kind of scored, the bouncing puck one and the one that Nelson passed off. But what a way to end the period with some exciting action. We weren't exactly hanging back here when you got a 5-on-1, and it was stopped, and you could see Melkazians outside the zone here as Knight and Melkazian headed up, but they just couldn't connect on something quick. But end-to-end action to end the last part of the second period.
And your thoughts as we come into the third period, because you know that things are going to change a little bit going into the third. Strategy will change. How do we handle this 3-3 tie and break it open?
You know, at the end of the first, we said White's got the advantage here. Right now, it's 50-50. I don't think anyone's going into the start of the third period with an advantage. It should set up an amazing third period.
We're going to take a break in the action and the second period intermission. You're watching the 2022-23 Top Prospects game here from Scotiabank Pond in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Just our light there. Okay. Okay. And welcome back to the Top Prospects game. Dana McKeel, Peter Curtis, as we look at what's gone on here over 2 periods of play. And Peter, I think we're in for a dynamic third period.
It really opened up there at the end of the second period. Now a couple bad luck kind of goals. So you know the players are going to try a little bit harder, but we are entertained. We're always entertained, but this is set up for a great third period.
This is going to be exciting. I can't wait to see the outcome of this hockey game, that's for sure. Let's talk about the Toronto Junior Canadians and Toronto Marlboros, because it's a real battle between these two squads, and both these all-star games are stacked with players from those two lineups.
Well, they're 1-2. They were 1-2 last year, and that's why they were part of the Movember campaign. They played in the Mustache Cup. It was a regular season game on a big stage. Almost felt like a championship game. They've had success in tournaments. The Marlies won their own tournament. And now that race for first place has gotten really tight. And you can't forget about a team like the Vaughan Kings as well. We've talked about the OHL rankings, the OHL Cup rankings, how the Marlies are there, the Junior Canadians are there. And maybe the Vaughan Kings haven't gotten enough respect in those rankings as well when we look at them.
Yeah, also mentioned in the OHL Cup and those rankings, those provincial rankings in Ottawa, and teams like Halton Hurricanes as well. They're strong lineups. The Junior Canadians had a game against Toronto Marlboros back in early November, tied 1-1, and we've got a matchup coming up in 2 weeks' time between these same two squads, Toronto Marlboros, Toronto Junior Canadians.
Oh, and that's the buzz in the rink, as everyone's like, you got to be at that game in a few weeks from now. As this group finishes February 12th, they're playing a really accelerated schedule because of the Canada Winter Games. There's a 2-week break in the GTHL. So essentially people are saying that'll be the game to determine first place when they meet. But I still think there's a couple bounces here and stuff that you could see the Vaughan Kings get in the conversation. They're just 3 points back of that 1-2. It really opens up here. You get a couple injuries or you run into a suspension, all of a sudden you're chasing the leaders.
How many teams are able to enter into the playoffs?
Well, 8 are going to make it. We're going back to the traditional playoff series this year at under 14 to under 18. So they'll be 3 out of 5.
Okay.
So that traditional playoff series, you and I were part of 8-game series, right? 8 points that would be 8 games long. So it'll be traditional playoffs, and then of course you and I will be taking in the OHL Cup, right? March 28th here on this rink. Another great event to look forward to.
We won't miss that one. Quick note for you, quick question. Thunder Bay hockey team, how do they fit in with the schedule?
Well, this is the second year that they're in the program. They knew it would be tough competitive-wise, but they are doing fantastic. The fan support, and they come in here, Dana, 9 weekends a year and play 4 or 5 games in a weekend.
All right, we're going to get set for the face-off coming up to start the third period of play, and it's great to see Thunder Bay in the schedule, and certainly hats off to the coaches and to the people who administrate the Thunder Bay program to be able to play in the GTHL.
Well, last year they had 2 teams compete for playoff positions. This year, looks like the U18 have a good chance. The other teams are not doing as well, but they knew competitive-wise it would be tough. But you know what? They're part of Hockey Canada. They needed somewhere to play, and this solution works best. And I know at the Hockey Canada level, OHF level, they're really happy that there's some partnerships that are working a little bit outside the traditional boundaries.
Fantastic to see. And ultimately, we see players on the ice, and that's great. Participation at its best. Here's Team White back in action in the offensive zone. Jaden Nelson got a stick up on that play. And Team Black looking to break out of their own zone. Ivan Galyanov is out there alongside William Moore in that line, and the puck on net. And Abel Poland is able to pull down the puck for a faceoff just to the right of him with 19:26 opening seconds here in this third period of play.
Well, Nelson and Poland came in cold halfway through the second, so now they went in, they had a flood, they come out, maybe a little bit more comfort level here to start the third period as the goaltender's in charge.
Along the boards, Taylor waiting for the puck, and he waited a little too long. Witkowski picked his pocket on the play, and Valeris going in behind the net, the challenge for the puck. He's got control as he plays it out to the right wing. And that pass was able to skip through a player, and here comes Caden Taylor on the play, looking to go short side. Team Black. Far side, Gabriel Smith looking for McChesney, and McChesney's very deceiving. And the pass, and Stark was able to backhand the pass, but it was knocked away. Good move. Here's Gabriel Smith with the shot, just wide of the net. DeCarlo. That's a good matchup with Gabriel Smith on defense. Mateus Stark. Team White looking to clear it out of their own zone. They do, and they're going to change on the fly as the puck goes down the length of the ice. Icing is the call, and we'll bring it back down into the Team White zone, led by celebrity coaches Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart.
Well, that was a great start for the team in black. Smith and DeCarlo, the Toronto Marlies defense pairing, starts great. A Smith pass to McChesney from blue line to blue line, and all of a sudden you get 30 seconds of attack time with just one great pass from a defenseman.
Joe Kadoran looking to break out. Kadoran's got a goal in this game. A nice pass and hard into the boards. We'll have to see as look to deflect the puck. Going hard into the boards.
Manza, Zada with the great pass over to Manza. And Manza went in hard. Zada, I love this. Right behind one defenseman, around two other players, and Manza realized I need to stretch here. I'm not going to make it if I'm on my tips of my toes, and he needs to take a little bit of a breather. I'm happy the referees are saying, hey, that whistle was for you. You went in hard. And Coach Malkasian from the Junior Canadians, he just switches it up and puts that Don Mills Flyers energy line in on a face-off on the attacking zone.
So Manza goes off with Delisle and also Ethan Sada, but that's a dynamic line out there.
Lombardi with the great face-off win gets a shot on goal.
And here comes Team Black looking to play the puck, and wow, that was a beautiful save by Abel Poland. He was able to cut down the angle on the play.
There was Martin, the speed of Martin getting around the defender. And that's where you needed Abel Poland, the goaltender for the Don Mills Flyers, to find a way to just to freeze the puck. He realized, hey, if I don't hold on to this, there's another wave coming in for the rebound.
Your thoughts on Jeremy Martin? We've seen him fly all over the ice.
You know, I have him in between everything. Everyone's like, is this guy a passer or a shooter? Martin's got so much speed, he can do both. You know, he's almost a 50-50 guy out there. I know he gets his goals. Everyone wants their goals, but don't turn away from the fact that he can do both. He can burn you.
Coaching staff for Team White looking to get that saddle line back out there with Delisle and Manza.
We got Katzen, Martin, and Lane. They've probably been one of the better lines here for the team in black. They've got their own defenseman in the back. It's a five-man Marlies unit that Coach McSwain has got from the Vaughan Kings. I love where the D is setting up. Delecci's ready to cheat in as well. And it all comes down to a face-off loss.
Look at Dragosika is out there too. Dragosika had 2 goals and 6 assists in the Silver Stick tournament. He was one of the top scorers in the defense in that tournament.
Marlies really shined. I mean, they're 3 points back for first place in the regular season, but some real great tournament success. That Silver Stick, of course, their own Marlies tournament, that kind of gets them ready for the big games, right? You get into the quarter, semi-final, the one and dones. It really gets your crew, battle ready to have that experience.
Lombardi won that face-off against Del Colombo. And here's Frolov with the puck. Plays it off a linesman. Guess the linesman was a pylon on the play.
Those are tough. Linesman's outside the blue line, so it doesn't make it offside if it hits him. A good position, just couldn't get his feet up.
Kadoran in with Armstrong on the play. A little bit of aggressiveness there, and looking to deflect on the play. That shot was intended to go on net. A.J. Rye out there on the puck. Here's Kadoran as he rides his man off the puck. And Gabriel Smith, there's a backhand shot, he scores! On the play, A.J. Rye connects after a deflection on the play from a shot from the point from Gabriel Smith. 17:03 left in the third period of play.
Del Colombo looked like he got that rebound right there. And that's just a smart play, shot on net. We've talked about this many, many times. Put it on net, make the goalie make the save. It looked like Del Colombo went in, found the perfect spot, and finally this team in black, they felt they were in a hole all game long, and now they've got a 4-3 lead.
It's the first time that they've led in this hockey game. Here's Harding, Jared Harding on the play, and he'll take it behind his own net. He's being followed on the play. Melkazian. Long pass along the wide side. Here's Melkazian. He's got O'Brien with him on a back pass. Tic-tac-toe on the play, and looking to make it happen was Xander Valerius, and Valerius not able to make it happen, and we've got a net coming off the Moors again and a face-off on the play.
Darren has himself a goal and assist. Colombo going to the right spot. And now you'll see the push from the team in white. James Clark Stewart with Coach Malkazian from the Junior Canadians. You look out on the line, it's a Junior Canadians line. Addy signed up right behind for the center play with O'Brien and Malkazian trying to get the next one back.
Lots of strategy and positioning out there in the offensive zone. Here's Gelianov, and deflection on the play, and Team Black responds very quickly. William Moore on the play.
There's the soft hands. You've seen it with shooting, you've seen it with passing, and all of a sudden just a little nice deflection over the goaltender. Everything about this play is intentional. Yeah, he wanted to get his stick on, but he wanted his stick at a certain angle so that it could get over the goaltender, and Poland really had no chance. Once it hits Moore's stick, it goes straight up, and we have a 5-3 lead, and this thing's about to get really wide open because you know White doesn't want to fall behind here too quickly.
Looks like Team Black had their count calculated during the second period intermission because they're coming out on fire here in the third. Another shot. Wow, Poland able to get a stick on that one. It goes off into the crowd. And the face-off will be outside the blue line with 5-3 lead, 16:03 left here in the third period of this Top Prospects game. Peter, things have a chance to break wide open.
Well, you can tell there's another opportunity right off the crossbar. We talked about peaks and valleys, 3 20-minute periods. You got to stay in your next shift.
Graziano gets over the blue line. Going to go on the backhand. He leaves it out in front of the net. Able to play on the play, Luca Romano. And Romano comes back, and all of a sudden, that red light's going on quite often.
Oh, Graziano, we talked about the fact that the team in white would need to start pushing the play. They don't want to fall behind here. Graziano, the defenseman, gets down the lane. He sucks the defender over with him. Exposes a little bit of a moment for Romano to get in. And we get ourselves a 5-4 game. And I don't know, we might play this one up till 10, Dana. Forget about the time on the clock. This one's really opened up.
Luca Romano's second goal here in this game.
Well, the first goal was gifted to him from Jaden Nilsson. So there's one he can legitimately say, hey, I've got some skill. On the backhand at a really tough angle, he found a way to get Jaden Nelson, who was staying kind of flat. Nelson was thinking he had to move over to the other side of the net. He gives up the post a little bit. He's not able to do a little bit vertical, horizontal to hold the post. And next thing you know, it's 5-4 as Coach Malkazian is talking to them about the clock, thinking there may have been some time that run off there. Mitchell Muvik, the referee, sorting things out. We know the score's right.
Mitch Muvik out there, the official on the play, the referee talking to the officials, talking to the coaches.
You see, things heat up, and it's the GTHL coaches that they're talking to, right? The celebrities are like, okay, I'll stay out of this right now.
Yeah, to the GTHL coaches, that's right. I noticed Wendell and Angela James didn't want no part of the conversation.
Yeah, they're like, I'll just be a spectator right now.
Here's Team White. Romano. Yanni trying to stay onside. He does. Romano trying to thread the needle on the play. Taylor. Here's Lane. He couldn't get the puck on his stick, and is cleared back into the offensive zone. Caden Taylor on the play. Shot from the point, just went wide. That shot from Luca Graziano. There's a guy who knows how to operate an offense, it's Graziano. And another shot, Jaden Nelson able to cut on the angle. Hug the post on the play. Lev Katzen. Katzen with a long pass. Lane trying to make it happen with a backhand. And able to accept the pass on the backhand. It wasn't going to go, so that's a icing call on the play, and they'll bring it back into the Team Black zone.
That's a tough one here. So this is where you want to see if a little bit of chemistry got going through the night. I love the fact that Delisle and Zada, Manza, they've been talking since they came off the bench as the officials take care of the net. So a little bit of a football huddle before you take an attacking zone face-off. As Owen Szymanski, the linesman, works on the posts.
Now, Peter, I've always been, and I'm old school on this, I've always been for the nets that are with the spikes. And I know that you're going to say, well, this is all safety conscious and about the nets being on magnetic moors, but the fact of the matter is I'm old school. Let me go with the spikes.
I hear what you say. You know what? It's been unseasonably warm, too, in these rinks, though, right? And maintaining the ice with warmer weather, that's a challenge as well. So the spikes work well, but sometimes you need that cold, frigid weather to kind of stick that spike in and make sure it does its job. Believe
me, with the Rogers broadcast we used to do here many years in the past, we've seen a lot of cold nights.
Well, and we know that there's goalies that use it as a tool, but you see DiCarlo with another smart shot.
DiCarlo, that was point blank. And here comes Team Black. They're on the offense. A.J. Rye. He's out there on the line with Joe Kadoran. Kadoran's already got a goal in this game. Goes behind the net. Rye looking to backhand the pass. And that shot's going to go right on Abel Poland. And Poland's not going to play games with it. He's going to hold it for a faceoff.
Poland knows that right now we just need to have a regular shift. Hold on to it. We saw early in the game that Ivankovic was taking care of the puck, giving his team a chance to get some clean line changes. This comes down to the fitness level, too, that we have 5 defensemen instead of 6 dressed for each team. They've had to rotate through the lineup, so maybe a little bit of duress, a few extra hits have tired out these defensemen.
Peter, just a reminder, GTHL Canada Under-18 All-Star Festival, fueled by Gatorade on January 27th, 28th, here at Scotiabank Pond, 4 p.m., and best thing about it, it's free for all the fans.
Yep, the U18 AAA game will be Friday night. Saturday and single A and double A here on the rink 1. Free. Come out, check out. There's going to be some cross ice hockey, the little guys, House League Select from George Bell. As we were able to get George Bell, and remember, Dana, they lost their home rink. So they've had to scramble. We were able to get them in here with their House League, their Select program, and of course some AA and AAA action.
Outstanding hockey, and great for George Bell and the Hockey Association there to be able to recover. Delechi. Dragosica. Dragosica is a player that we talked about earlier that can chew up an awful lot of ice time. And they're scrambling in the defensive zone right now. The good forecheck by Team White. In on the play is Nico Addy, and he can really make life miserable for a lot of people. Jaden Nelson able to cover up on the play with 12:43 left here in the third period of play. Team Nick Andrepov, Rain Carnegie, Ted Nolan are leading 5-4 over Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart.
Once again, an entire Junior Canadians crew comes out. And all about the face-off win there. You got to give a lot of credit to Stark. He's a 3-zone player, almost like a Jonathan Toews-like player. He's able to win the draw and kind of ruin the plans for the Junior Canadians who are lining up something special.
Funny you mention that because he likes Jonathan Toews and Matthew Barzell as well. That's who he models his game after. Frolov to Gabriel Smith, and he was ridden off into the boards. Nice move by Luca Graziano on the play. Graziano, backhanded pass, no-look pass. Looking to break out, Keegan Knight. And a quick pass. This is Nico Addy on the play. And watched quite closely by Gabriel Smith. Here's Keegan Knight. Knight with the shot, and this one's high, and Jaden Nelson able to get the glove on it, and he'll hold it for a face-off.
Well, a couple things there. Addy loses the puck because he looks up, and Smith is on D, and he knows how good Smith is, Gabriel Smith. And then Keegan Knight what a great opportunity. He fakes off a pass to his D partner and gets it on net through all those bodies. Smart play, 2 defensemen getting a little bit of love because we know the forwards get the love. We got to give the defensemen some love now as well.
What about Gabriel Smith? Your thoughts on him as we see Aiden Lane going in on net, looking to make the move. And we got a penalty coming up on the play. And it's going to go against the Toronto. It's going to go against Team White. And that's going to be a penalty against Xander Valeris.
Valeris with the hook taking away the scoring opportunity. Not much you could do there. And at 5-4 now, it's only the second power play of the game, but you've put out an entire Marley squad. You've got Katzen to run it. We know DeCarlo's smart. So we'll see if this 5-man unit representing the Toronto Marlies can get that 6th goal.
Lane with the shot. He was set up quite well on the play. Abel Poland coming up with a glove save. And you talk about that Marley unit. They're very fluid with each other, and they know where each other is on the ice at all times.
Well, then you're facing off against, a junior Canadians line. This Marlies Canadian battle from last year to this year. These guys are going to get tired of seeing each other soon.
Well, these players know what's on the line here, with many of them playing with all kinds of OHL scouts in the audience here tonight. Delecci, and that was a shot dead on. Poland again standing up on the play. Aiden Lane. He certainly proved his worth here in this game. Delecci, fake on the shot, and it was a pass. Delecci again trying to get it through the maze of players. He couldn't. Again, along the boards. This is a fluid power play. Delecci. And Katzen out there as well. Katzen trying to knock the puck down, and it's kept in. That was Jeremy Martin. Here's Delecci with the shot, and it just goes wide of the net on a deflection. Back for it is Jeremy Martin. Here's DeCarlo. He'll work in tandem with Martin. And that shot on the opposite wing, and it was stopped by Abel Poland, and we've got a whistle on the play, Peter.
Well, certainly the team in white needs to get a line change for the penalty killers. Armstrong was doing great. Luca Romano, the offensive leader, along with Addy and the junior Canadians, he's blocking shots. And this Marley squad was really moving the puck around. Delecci and DeCarlo were doing great with Katzman and Martin. And now you've got 39 seconds for that next unit to use on the power play here. But a fresh line change is exactly what the team in white needed.
The puck goes high along the boards and down into the team black zone. Here's Dragosica as he's looking to freewheel and cycle on the play. Frolov gets into the offensive zone. In on the play as well as Chase Del Colombo. He's also got a goal in this game. A.J. Rye. Frolov calling for the puck on the opposite side. There's the wide pass. It went over his stick. Back to the point. Dragosica. Here's Frolov. Back down low, and they're looking to play it right in the crease, and A.J. Rye was on the doorstep. Couldn't knock it in. Here's Frolov. Frolov is quite a player out there with the Vaughan Kings. And we got a player knocked down on the ice, and Joe Kadoran's going to go off the ice after a tripping call against Tristan Delisle.
Well, Delisle was that fresh leg. You can see he's trying to get through the neutral zone. And here, down by a goal in front of all this big crowd here, you're kind of gifted a power play here, your second one of the game. Combined, the teams are 0 for 3. Black 0 for 2. 0 for 1 was the first power play. And look at the face-off formation here. Graziano and Harding, they were going to cheat a bit, a little bit of confusion. See if they can recover positionally-wise to get something on net here.
Officially, that was a hooking call as Graziano looking to take the shot. Just goes wide. Sada on the play. Sada's a very good face-off man. Graziano looking to take control of the puck. He gets it over to Sada on the left wing. He's got Delisle with him, and it was knocked away by Vasily Surov, and it goes down the length of the ice. Jared Harding on the play.
Well, Surov showing off his reach on the PK. He uses it to score goals. He uses that reach to really break up a possible scoring opportunity.
I spoke to him in the dressing room. It was almost, I thought he was a man.
He's a big dude.
He is a big guy in that dressing room and out on the ice.
They don't ask him for ID when he goes to the LCBO.
Mensa. As they get the puck down the length of the ice, and both teams are going to change on the fly with their power play and special units. 56 seconds left in the penalty to Joe Kadoran. And here's Dragosika. Mateus Stark calling for the puck. Knocked down on the play. This is Luca Graziano.
45 seconds, and this power play has not been able to produce a shot on goal of any value. They've passed the puck a little bit, been a little sloppy in the breakout, and a little bit is this the forecheck here. Like I said, Stark is out there, number 14, the Marlies product, really making it hard.
Keegan Knight with a burst of speed before he gets drilled off into the boards, and he's being hammered by Luca Dragosika, who models his game after Victor Hedman. Kind of tells you where his head's at right now. Keegan Knight, the pass. Ethan Armstrong on the play. This one's high, and it just goes off the mesh and behind the net. And Jaden Nelson's going to hold on to it for a face-off.
Ethan Armstrong with a fantastic pass. I mean, everyone thinks he's setting up for a shot. He puts it right across the front of the net to a teammate, almost has a good opportunity there. And with 3 seconds to go, it's important that Knight and Armstrong on this team in white are realize they've got somebody coming out of the box behind them. If they don't win this draw, they got to fall back.
Shamar Moses out on the ice now for Team White. Jimmy Lombardi out there as well. And Adam Smeaton comes back to the point. Shamar Moses takes a whack at it. McChesney out on the ice for Team Black. And you know there's always going to be action when McChesney is out on the ice. Smeaton takes a shot at Mateus Stark, and Lombardi comes up with it. He tried to pass it. It was knocked down by Witkowski, and here's DiCarlo with the puck. Lombardi on the forecheck. Whenever you see McChesney and Armstrong and Lombardi out there on the ice, things are happening. Shamar Moses. Malkazian had his man all tied up, and Nico Addy comes up with the puck, and a shot just goes in behind the net. DiCarlo looking to clear it out, and it's cleared back in. Malkazian chasing after it. Here's Gabriel Smith. Stud defenseman for the Toronto Marlboros in this All-Star game tonight. 6:21 and counting here in this Top Prospects game. 5-4 in Team Nick Andrepoff, Team Carnegie, and Ted Nolan. Team Black in the lead by 1 goal. Now Malkazian with the puck in behind the net. And he's ridden off into the boards. Lev Katzen is out there as well. Aiden Lane trying to get a hold of the puck. It goes back to Jaden Nelson. And one thing about Nelson, he's trying to play it real safe.
Well, he's one of the top goaltenders in this loop, obviously representing Team Ontario. I was actually a little surprised he came in relief, but maybe that's the respect that the coaching staff said, you know what, you're one of our stronger goaltenders here. You can come in cold. We'll let you come in and finish the game. And they're sitting there with a 1-goal lead with a very good goaltender in front of the net.
Yeah, he's coming in like a relief, stud relief pitcher.
Yeah, but of course in relief pitching you get to warm up, right? Here,
Very true.
There ain't no bullpen here at the hockey rink to get you going.
Very true. Dragosika along the boards against Romano, and they're looking to clear it out of their own zone. Good forecheck by Taylor on the play as he hemmed his man against the boards. Also in on the play is Chase Yenny. Some good lineup combinations here in this Top Prospects game. Here's Aiden Lane along with Glenn Katzen, and we've got a whistle on the play. Offside is the call, and he'll bring it outside the blue line.
Well, I've always wondered, we get thrown together All-Star games, Prospects games. They really only have one practice to work on things, right?
Yeah.
You wonder, well, man, maybe if they had a whole week. Of course, you can't do that in a busy schedule. The NHL can't do it for their All-Star weekend, but a little bit of time, get used to a couple different teammates. And that's why the Team Ontario going to the Canada Winter Games, they have a 6-day training camp before they go to PEI. So hopefully that's the kind of chemistry you try to build in a very quick manner for a very short-term tournament format.
take a page out of the team university team that just won the gold medal in the
Great example.
World Universiade there and playing in New York State for the championship. That was a great gold medal for them.
And I don't even know how they picked that team because I'll check the rosters, Dana. You know the players that have come through Ontario. There's some really good players just in Ontario. I don't know how they did a Canada-wide roster with all that great hockey talent that is pursuing a university education in Canada.
From Saskatchewan all the way to Nova Scotia, and we saw some great talent coming from those various universities. Congratulations to the entire team. 5-4, Team Black still in the lead with 5 minutes left here in this hockey game. Frolov looking to play it hard off the boards and clear. Graziano in on the play for Team White. And the puck up near the boards. And here's a quick burst of speed by Keegan Knight.
You've got to pinch in now. I'm surprised the referee didn't blow his whistle there. White's already retreating back. But the defense is going to activate for this team of Anthony Stewart, Angela James, Wendell Clark, coached by Coach Malkasian from the Junior Canadians. The D has to get into it here. It's kind of been of a lull here. They haven't a lot of quality scoring opportunities here in the third period.
And that's what it'll come down to, Peter, as we see these opportunities by Team Black right now as they clear it back into the offensive zone. And a couple of players going down on the ice. Here's Keegan Knight as he looks to make a backhanded pass. It did not get through. Valeris takes a whack at it, so does Del Colombo. And Frolov has got the puck. Here's Frolov. Got Del Colombo along the right wing boards. Couldn't accept the pass. And here comes Jimmy Lombardi, a quick burst of speed. Shot on net from the short corner. Coming in, wide open net, and missing on the play was number 20, Shamar Moses. He could have parked it right there.
The only flaw in his game. I mean, he's been a monster out here. He gets another chance.
Moses was cut off on the play, and here comes Team Black. That was a nice move by number 3, Luka Dragosica, to not let Shamar Moses get that pass through, but that was a golden opportunity for Moses.
I want to see if that Flyers line gets another opportunity to come out here for White. 3:31 to go. Is that their last shift? They're staying out there. So Coach Malkasian is saying, okay, we've got something good here. I want to give them a little bit more time to work. They've been so good working the puck down low, and they'll get one more skate probably before they're gassed.
So that's Smeaton line out there with Lombardi and Shamar Moses. They've been money in the bag for Team White. Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, Anthony Stewart as that puck goes up into the mesh, and we've got a face-off on the play. With 3:19 left, time is of the essence.
And they did their job. Attacking zone face-off. Addy comes out there. Malkasian, O'Brien.
And Jaden Nelson's going to hold it for a quick face-off as well. One of the safest goalies I've ever seen playing in the GTHL.
Well, he's got a bright future like all the goalies. I mean, it's unique in that sometimes the goalies on those top teams don't get scouted to be on a prospects or an all-star, but he's seen enough work to prove that he's not a fluke. He's not sitting behind, 12 shots a game. He's facing a full load of work and deserves the honors.
Yeah, certainly redeeming himself. And here comes Team Black. Looking to get a clear shot on net. Surov as he shot the puck on net, and Abel Poland is going to hold on to it. Graziano helping him corral the puck.
Poland has really done a great job of, remember that bad luck goal in the second period. He got the start of the third. He's battled through everything. You can see why this Don Mills Flyers team can scare a few people if they get him in a playoff series.
You talk about eating pregame meal, Peter, and this is Abel Poland with spaghetti and tomato sauce before every game. Do you do the same?
I tell you, we need to get a sponsorship deal here. Chicken and spaghetti and all these player profiles. There's something to be done. We can make some money here.
Brought to you by Chef Boyardee.
Oh, we can do better than that.
Yeah, here we go. Mateus Stark. DeCarlo couldn't get it through, and it went off a skate. And there's a chase for the puck, and Caden Taylor has got the license plate number of Del Edgy. Yanni in on the forecheck. Armstrong, but Team Black able to get it out. Here's Wachowski. Following up on the play is McChesney. Here's Wachowski going short side, and couldn't get it through Abel Poland. This shot just wide of the net. That was Wachowski trying to go short side. Between him and McChesney, they're dynamic out there. They're quite a buzz. And the puck goes length of the ice. They'll bring it back down into Team White territory with 2 minutes, 5 seconds left in this top prospects game.
Well, Poland's got to be looking over at the bench, 2:05. If you don't have an attacking zone face-off, then you've got to look at your bench here. Coach Malkasian's going to want to call him over. And it'll be really important just to kind of keep it clean. I've never seen so many blocked shots here in a prospects game like the White team has had in the third period. They've been dedicated to getting the win.
No doubt they've been picking up the tips from the NHL, as we're seeing a lot more of that in professional hockey. Team Black has Team White causing all kinds of havoc here in the offensive zone on the forecheck. Team Black able to get it out.
Well, the Rebels line out here. Zada, Delisle, Manza, the Mississauga boys are really trying to push here with 1:30 to go.
Valeris, he clears it in. And looking to play it. Gabriel Smith got behind him. And Aiden Lane picks it up on the play, and the net is now empty. Team White net is now empty, and looks like Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart are going to go with six-man attack. Aiden Lane, and this is Katzen, and he missed. It was deflected on the play. A second opportunity on an open net. We're less than a minute left here in this game, and the puck goes into the bench
I don't think you
with
have
an
too
open
many men
door.
call. You have a face-off down in the defending zone. It's not too many men. Players are going off on a line change and they get hit with the puck. You don't have too many men. You should have a face-off down low.
Well, that means Abel Poland's going to come back out on the ice. But the officials are talking things over, Peter, with 56.9 seconds left.
Now they're going outside the blue line. So they're saying it hit the player in the neutral zone and then went out. It didn't hit the player who was going out. You almost want Poland halfway out of the net here, right, Dana? But it's easy for me to say that. I can't skate that fast.
Well, Poland's looking to the bench right now and looking to get the green light to go to
an
it.
icing call here.
And that icing call is going to bring it back down into Team Black territory. So will Abel Poland go to the bench? But Peter, going back to that play at the Team White bench, Team Black was looking to see if there were more than 5 players on the ice.
You can get hit by a puck going off the ice here. It's not a too many men call. It is part of the game here. It's in the rule book at every level. And hey, there's nothing wrong with advocating for a power play. Just sometimes you're not going to get it.
Well, we've got a timeout here on the play, and both teams are going to talk things over. Peter, great opportunity for you to highlight the GTHL, and for all the fans, if they want to find out more information, go to gthlcanada.com.
You were there today, Dana, checking things out here. I'm so happy that, kids are in school, kids are doing hockey, right? This is kind of the normal year. Last year in January, we were in a shutdown the GTHL was in a shutdown from December 18th to February 3rd. So this has been the normal year. I'm a hockey dad. I'm in the rink regularly with my kids. The vibe has been awesome. Schools have been open. There's no talks about, political things here. Just everyone be healthy, enjoy your hockey, enjoy your family, and stay healthy as best you can.
How's your rink?
My rink is really melted, but I have a funny feeling I'll be shoveling some snow off it soon.
By the end of the week you will. We're about to get hammered with a lot of snow. Team Black looking to clear it out in an empty net, and here's Nico Addy out on the ice with 30 seconds left. Caden Taylor is out there as well. Coming out with the full arsenal, Lombardi. But here's Team Black, and they're going to ice this one. There's the goal to solidify this one. With 23 seconds left on the clock.
Well, William Moore was able to get the empty net goal there. So you got to give a lot of credit to the fact that he's out there defending. He's out there defending, right? So, it shows the scouts, hey, I'm not just going to grab some points. And an empty netter, a couple bad luck goals, and a great performance by the team in black.
Certainly William Moore has to be considered a nominee for the MVP of the game with 2 goals. And here's Moore as he gets over the blue line. Abel Poland back in the net. And they're going to wind this one down. One last hit. Team Black looking to get one last shot on net. And they win it 6-4 over Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart. Congratulations to the team Nick Andrepov, Rain Carnegie, and Ted Nolan. Peter, great game. Lots of action here.
That was a fun one, Dana, as we see the celebratory mode here of, Rain Carnegie, Ted Nolan, and of course, Mr. Andropov. I'm calling him Mr. Andropov because the dude is so big, like you said. Nick Andropov, and of course, Coach McSwain from the Vaughan Kings. So it's just an awesome night to get everybody back together again. And I know we're going to do a picture with both teams together, and there is a trophy and everything, but a great night of action, 10 goals on the board, and the goalies still looked good tonight.
Yeah, they sure did. For Team Black, who do you think should get that nod as the MVP?
There's a few options right there. We look at what Kadoran did, Del Colombo with that great goal, the great assist. William Moore's got 2 goals. Now, one's an empty netter, so We'll see which way it goes. But a lot of great opportunities. Katzin, like I said, slimy.
Yeah.
But I got to give some love here. The goaltenders faced a lot of shots tonight, and there aren't a lot of stats that the defensemen get love with, but we saw some great defense work here. Gabriel Smith on one side. I mean, the committee on the other side from the Junior Canadians did awesome. As the crews get through the handshakes, there's a lot of options here, Dana. And
looking at Luca Romano as well, he had 2 goals in this game. Certainly, those Toronto Junior Canadian players certainly stood well for Team White.
And I got that Don Mills Flyers line too, right?
And that Don Mills Flyers line,
they were the best line tonight.
No question.
They were the best line.
Lombardi, Smeaton, and Shamar Moses.
They were the best line, and there were a lot of good lines tonight, right? So I really liked what I saw out of them, and that makes it scary that, you finish high in the standings and you get the Flyers. And even when you look at what the Rebels representation tonight with Del Lio and Zada, and that's what they did tonight. 2-way game, hard working. That's the entire Rebels team as itself. So I'm going to be excited. I know I can't watch all 4 series at one time in one place, or maybe, maybe we'll schedule everybody in one rink and we can watch everybody at once.
That might be a good idea, simply from a fan standpoint and from a scouting standpoint. Also, the fact that I believe that there's going to be an upset in these playoffs, these GTHL under-16 playoffs.
Because you're looking at what the Senators brought, the Nats, Del Colombo, and Wright. You saw why they're in the conversation. And in a 3 out of 5, maybe those powerhouses look really nice in the standings, but there's some potential here. Yeah,
you're looking at Rebels at number 3 in the GTHL standings and the Senators at number 5. So
the Rebels play a great tight game. You could frustrate an attacking player with that.
We're going to take this opportunity to throw to Doug Ireland, who's going to handle the presentations here for the Top Prospects game.
Please welcome Sean Cutterman, Marketing Director of Mexico, for the catering, players, and the game ceremony, awarding the Tyler Craig Memorial MVP trophies. The Gatorade Player of the Game from Team Antropov Carnegie Nolan is number 19, Chase Del Colombo. And your Gatorade Player of the Game from Team Clark James Stewart is number 20, Shamar Moses. Would Chase Del Colombo please come forward to accept the GTHL Top Prospects Cup fueled by Gatorade?
No.
So, Peter, as we see Chase-Del Colombo picking up the OHL, the GTHL Top Prospects Trophy, and we certainly highlight the MVPs of this game. Chase-Del Colombo winning the MVP award for Team Nick Andrepoff, Rain Carnegie, and Ted Nolan, while the MVP for Team Wendell Clark, Angela James, and Anthony Stewart was Shamar Moses, and rightfully so. Both players played very, very well. And as we had highlighted, that lineup with Shamar Moses and that line with Adam Smeaton and Jimmy Lombardi was certainly the most exciting line on the ice.
Well, there were 6 teams represented today, and some of the teams had 12 players, some only had 2 or 3. But you saw representation in this game from all 6 teams, right? It didn't matter how many players were in the game. The 6 teams with their representatives have made a statement, and it was another fun one here. I mean, I always want a close game. We got a close game. The goalies got lots of work. We got lots of goals, a couple penalties. I mean, this had everything, and it's a great way to celebrate this under-16 AAA group here.
Certainly an exciting matchup between these two squads, and they go back to war against each other the end of this week. I know that Toronto Marlboros will be in action very soon, playing tomorrow, and again they'll be playing on Friday night. They've got games coming up. Next game for them be 7:15 versus North York Rangers at Herb Carnegie Arena, and they're just coming off that 9-0 victory. Was it 9-0 over the Toronto Titans earlier? Toronto Junior Canadians, they've got that huge matchup coming Monday, February 6th, 7 p.m. at Scotiabank Pond, right here in the building. So should be exciting to watch these two squads, and these players we'll see throughout the playoffs.
Well, now they're setting up for their team photos, but yeah, there's a compressed schedule. It's going to be a race to the break. Canada Winter Games, five of the players are going to represent Ontario with GTHL lineage. And then playoffs, and then OHL Cup, which starts March 28th and goes to April 3rd. It's a busy schedule, and then these guys, they've got that OHL draft thing if they're interested. Doesn't mean they got to go. Some will have, school in mind, an NCAA opportunity. But yes, there's a lot going on in the next 8 weeks for this group.
And certainly lots for them to do, and they'll be very, very active. No doubt the OHL scouting reports will change after this game. There'll be some adjustments, but a lot of the times those scouting reports are already done by the time we get here.
Well, for the most part, a lot of players can raise their profile in a game like this. I don't think anyone goes down here. There was nothing here that would take anyone down, but there's players that can raise their game, shine a bit. That Don Mills Flyers line we knew about, now we know a little bit more about. There's a perfect example. Yeah,
and certainly other guys who may have raised their stock a little bit more, knowing that they can compete and against other All-Stars from the league. And certainly we look at some of these other guys who don't get a lot of limelight, who don't play with the Toronto Marlboros or the Toronto Junior Canadians, and yet here they are and playing. And the team, both teams are going to take an overall photo. This is really good. You got GTHL promotions and publicity people out there making it all happen.
It's a nice tradition that we've had and these kids know each other well. I call them kids. They're men now. They train together at summer camps. They've played together at different teams. They move around about. So it's awesome that there it is, your 2023 Prospects game roster, a fantastic celebration.
We're going to wrap up things here on camera, Peter, as these teams are taking their photos, and certainly to say it's been a pleasure sitting in on the broadcast again this year with Game On, and look forward to another Top Prospects game coming up, and also looking forward to the playoffs of the OHL Cup.
It's going to be a fun run. I heard actually the ratings were kind of close in terms of you getting the opportunity to be in the Prospects game. I saw your scouting report. I'm kidding, but you've been a part of many of these, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you come in and, there's a win and a loss, and someone should have been in the game, and someone's upset they lost, but for the most part, it's always a celebration of the talent. This is a tight-knit community in Toronto. Everyone knows each other in this age group. And once again, yeah, it's 6-4. Somebody would win, but there's a lot of love here, a lot of fun stories to go, and it makes the rest of the season a little bit more exciting, right?
Well, we've seen some great all-star players of the past who've gone on to play in the NHL, including Connor McDavid, Tyler Toffoli, or also Shane Wright. And certainly do we have that rising star here tonight who we can see 5 years, 6 years from now playing in the NHL.
Oh, I mean, the numbers say that you will, right? I mean, from 2009, 2010, our first game,
Yep.
there's still 5 NHL players.
Wow.
Tom Wilson, Adam Pelech, Scott Lawton, and Ryan Lundberg, and there was one more. I should know. I'm sorry if I forgot who you are. But 5 are still playing from our first game 13 years ago. A good storyline. Shane Wright was one of the MVPs in one game.
Yep.
You know, so like there was, of course, Connor McDavid there, and we've always got a couple guys to look at. But when I leave a game like this, Dana, I end up with more guys to look at.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah.
we were talking about in the pregame, who do we focus on? A couple, 4 or 5 names. Now my list is longer. Right? So
Can't believe you mentioned Scotty Lawton, my little buddy from the Toronto Marlboros. There he is playing with the Philadelphia Flyers. And Peter, you and I have a personal relationship going back many years ago. So it's great to see him still in action and all those players still in action. And certainly for these players tonight, they've got lots to look forward to, as well as the families who all came out to support them.
And we saw that pregame. This rink was full.
Yeah.
And it was full really early. We tried to get here to do our little rehearsal, and already there's people like in our way. Oh my goodness, usually rehearsal's a quiet time, a full rink, and just an opportunity for us all to have an opportunity. Like I said, if I use the word celebration, it's because I work in the league office and I don't look at the wins and losses. I don't have a team to cheer for. I look at the big picture, and it is a celebration.
And it's certainly been an exciting night, that's for sure. Can't say enough. We're going to wrap up things again. Team Black winning the top prospects game over Team White 6-4 for Peter Curtis and an all-star production crew here on Game On. Thank you for watching live from Scotiabank Pond here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So long, everyone.